They'll be
Sure.
in the. Oh,
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I can reload it and see if we're live. See if it's going.
It's saying that we're live on my end.
It's saying that we're live. Are we?
Live. We are live.
Still saying please stand by. On
Let me see. Let me see the
Stand
comments.
by.
People are saying that we're live.
Okay, so
Are we live?
I guess I can start introducing everyone.
Yes.
So, welcome to the third Glader Hangout. I'm the host and creator, and along with two other hosts. And you guys can introduce yourself.
You go first, Dillon.
Alright, hi, I'm Dillon. I'm with @SlasherReviews on Twitter and SlasherMovieReviews here on YouTube. I do like movie reviews, trailer reaction videos. I talk a lot about movies, particularly in like the young adult genre and horror. So if you have any questions, you need to tweet me your questions @SlasherReviews and use the hashtag GladerHangout. So therefore I can see them and we'll answer your questions in this awesome chat. So yeah, take it away.
Yes. Yeah, so I'm Charlotte and my Twitter is Christoph actually. And yeah, tweet all your questions and stuff to Dillon, he's in charge of that. And I'm in London and I'm an actor and a Maze Runner fan, so yeah. Woohoo! Let's get this stuff started. So,
Alright.
first of all, we wanted to talk about the trailer. So, Sarah, what do you think about the trailer? Go ahead. Hit us.
If you saw my reaction video, I loved it. I freaked out a lot.
Yeah.
There are some changes, but I don't really mind. I kind of got used to seeing changes in book-to-movie adaptations, so...
Yeah.
But for this, it kind of works.
Yeah.
So...
The thing is, changes are always necessary for, like, book adaptations, because a book and a movie is just not the same. Some stuff that works in a book doesn't at all on screen, so even though, obviously, die-hard fans are often, like really, really angry about changes. Especially, like, yeah, obviously, I love the Maze Runner and stuff, so even with a few changes, like, I get uncomfortable sometimes, but I remember watching the Maze Runner, and on the DVD, I guess you all have it, you can turn on the audio commentary from Wes, and he explains a lot of changes, and when you actually listen through his comments on, like, the whole movie, it makes so much sense, because he explains the changes and all this stuff, so you kind of start appreciating the work way more, and you see that a book and a movie is just not the same, and you should appreciate a different point of view on the story that you like, instead of just like being, oh my god, this wasn't in the book. But yeah, obviously, there were a few changes. So, yeah. Dillon, what do you think?
Oh my god, I kind of went nuts over this trailer in so many ways. I am one of those people who I actually adore seeing changes from movies because I think books and movies are two separate mediums. So it's kind of cool to see someone take a medium and translate it into a different one. So I always enjoy seeing changes. Now, you can do changes that, in a sense, tarnish the book. Example, in my opinion, the Percy Jackson franchise.
Oh, yeah.
But then you can also do changes that, in my opinion, enrich it and make it darker and more realistic, which is what I've loved Wes Ball has done so well with the Maze Runner. That's what I love so much about the first one. You know, a lot of people might complain about how Thomas and Teresa can't, you know, hear their thoughts, but I think taking that aspect away and grounded it in reality in a sense to where we think about the future a lot of times. I mean, every day we're always like, what's tomorrow? We're more in kind of what's tomorrow going to bring. So I really like the way that this world looks in a sense, and I just loved like the intensity of it and all, and just the whole desert landscape. And I like how, like, that's what I loved about the Scorch Trials so much. It's like a different, like, it's a different setting and it's a completely different atmosphere and different tone.
Yeah.
Compared to
it's like a different arena in the Hunger Games.
Yeah, exactly. And I just love the desert landscape. I think it just sticks out so much, and there's, they had complications with being in the woods, in the maze, but now they have their own new set of complications being out in the hot, scorching heat, which, so I love this trailer. I mean,
it was amazing.
It was, I just like that the trailer is layered. Starts off very sort of subtle, and then it just builds from there on, especially just to the beautiful ending, in my humble opinion. The trailer just ends like, okay, I have to see this, like, now. Yeah. Take my money.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Take my money. Give it to me now. Yeah. So, actually, like, right after the trailer came out, obviously, a lot of fans talked about the changes in the trailer that they recognized, especially Thomas' mom was like a huge thing. So obviously the actress got cast as Thomas' mother, but we don't know if it is Thomas' mother, because a lot of people had like theories that maybe she is a member of Wicked who took care of Thomas when he was a child. That would explain why she knows his name, because everybody knows Thomas is named after Thomas Edison. And James Dashner actually revealed a few months ago, I think, sometimes back then, that Thomas' real name is Stephen. That's actually not a spoiler because it's not in the books, because you all know that the Gladers are named after big people from like the past, like Thomas Edison, Albert Einstein, and all this stuff. So this was kind of it maybe is a huge change or not. This is what we're going to see when we see the movie. If it is really Thomas' mother, or if it's just like a trap or a member of Wicked who just like took care of Thomas as a kid and then kind of turned over like to the right side. Maybe she recognized that or realized that Wicked is in fact not good and is kind of starting to try to help Thomas and his friends out. So, yeah, that was like a big change. And obviously, the scene right at the beginning in the trailer, which is obviously awesome, but it shows Thomas as a kid being taken from his mom. And this wasn't in the book. And the thing is, if you all read, which I hope you did, the kill order, it ends with the scene where Thomas is taken from his mother as a kid. English is a difficult language. So, and obviously they changed it completely. But I was a bit, well, not angry, but a bit confused because I love the Kill Order, and you all know that. I fight for the adaptation of the Kill Order, and I think the last scene in this book is very significant because it combines the books, like the story. It really like connects the Kill Order to the main story because it is about Thomas and with a light bulb and how they are like, oh, do you remember who invented this? And let's name this kid Thomas. And I think that's like, it's amazing, and it would be awesome on screen, like just having this as a last scene before the credits roll and stuff. So I hope that if the Kill Order will ever be adapted, which I will fight and kill for, I hope they can still take the scene in, even though now in the Scorch Trials there is a scene of Thomas as a kid. But I mean, changes will always be there, so maybe even if that not have been there would have been changes in the Kill Order. But still, I hope that this doesn't like ruin or take the magic from the last scene of the Kill Order, because it means a lot to me. And yeah, but I mean, it happens, and I think when we like see the Scorch Trials, we will understand why the scene is there, and it will fit the plot and the vibe and all this stuff. So yeah, what do you think about that?
I think you make an excellent statement. I will admit, I feel like if I had any reservations or any nervousness about the trailer as a whole, it's all in that first moment when you're seeing Thomas as a kid being taken away. And I'm like, okay, because like I've read this Kill Order, and like just like you, Charlotte, I am a diehard fan of it. I even like, I think it's like almost goes, it's like one of my favorites. Like the Scorch Trials is my personal favorite of the series, but it's like almost like Maze Runner Scorch Trials, take it in the second. I'm always fighting
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah, same here, absolutely.
So it's like, and I feel like as someone who would love to see the Kill Order also made into a movie, that's the only part in the trailer I bring up a slight red flag where I'm like, okay, I want to know, like, I'm sure Fox over there has their whole game plan for this entire franchise mapped out. And if I know Hollywood, they'll make a Kill Order movie, one, if the money's there, and two, you know, if the
fans really show that they want it.
And I think the fans are definitely showing it that they want it. So really what we do is we need to give them our money. So,
yeah. So I mean, obviously we had like the Gladers wanted TKO movie #trends. We do that a lot. Like I probably will do that again later on in the year, maybe when the Scorch Trials comes out, or like after it came out and everybody watched it, because that always has like a huge success. And we did it the second time like a few weeks ago, I guess, and James answered again, and it's actually, when we started, everybody's using it, and it's always like a huge success. And I'm always really happy to see how much support the Kill Order actually has, and how easy it is to get a reaction out of the cast and crew and 20th Century Fox workers about it. Because for me, it's really, really important, and I think only if you show support and all this stuff. It's the same when like a book is really, really popular. This is the reason why movie industries, like big production companies, adapt them, because there's been a lot of money for them. Like, people show that they love it. They have fandom accounts and huge like convention stuff for books, and this is the reason they're going to be adapted in a movie, because the success is there. So when fans show that they really want it, this is like the best thing we could do, because obviously we don't have power or influence of like actually making it, but without us, Maze Runner wouldn't even exist. So I think we should totally use this power like on like social network, even though a lot of people are like, oh yeah, social networks and put away your phone and all this stuff, but most of the time it's really, you underestimate the power of fans. Even though one single fan can not really change anything, but in a group we're like really, really dangerous. Even though that sounds kind of cheesy, but it's actually true, because you can see how celebrities react to their fans on fandoms, how they react to hate or love and support, and etc. And you can really see how powerful a fandom can be. So I will never stop to try to make the Kill Order happen, because I think we can actually influence the decision of the moneymakers on top, who actually have the power to make it. Because as you guys know, I really, since I read the series, I really want to play Trina. And I will never stop until I actually get a no in my face that it's not happening. So prepare for me to like be on the Kill Order front and try to make it happen, because I will, if you like it or not. So you better just support me.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You would make.
Do you have any questions incoming already? Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. By the way, I'm totally gonna post the link to my latest the Kill Order video, which I did with Michael, my best friend, who would love to play Mark if the Kill Order will ever be adapted. So I'm gonna post this link for you guys to watch it if you haven't watched it already, because it was quite a lot of work, and I'm pretty proud of it, because I met up with Michael, who lives in Colorado, in Europe actually, because he was on a school thingy trip with his choir, so that was really cool. We met each other and could actually make this video for you, and it means a lot. So I'm gonna tweet it so you guys can watch it. Yeah. So any questions incoming already, Dillon?
Sadly no, not yet. I'm trying to get some people to send some questions, but a lot of people are just maybe just saying that they're watching it, so we have an audience. So
That's good already. We're actually not talking to ourselves here.
oh wait, I think we just got a question in. Hallelujah. Let's
Nice.
see here. It's coming from the YouTube comment. Let's see. Rosa said something about Wes not putting in the love triangle. So do you guys think there's a possibility of Teresa remaining alive up till the end? This is coming from, oh, please don't, I don't want to butcher your name, I'm sorry. But Ala Rosa? I've watched the trailer countless times, and I have this slight fear of Teresa being the good girl. So yeah. Who wants to take? So yeah.
Well, I don't want to crush all your hopes and this stuff, but this is actually a not spoiler-free video chat. So to be honest, Wes talked a lot about the triangle, and the triangle is usually a big thing, a big part of young adult franchise movies like The Hunger Games or Divergent or Twilight, with like the biggest love triangle there ever was like with Team Jacob and Team Atwood and all this stuff. So yeah, the love triangle was discussed a lot, but because of Teresa being slightly changed for the movie, especially with the telepathy thing that doesn't exist in the movie right now, it would have been very awkward, or it would have just felt wrong to make a big love triangle, because the connection to Teresa and like Teresa and Thomas is just not that present in the movie as it is in the books. And in the book, the love triangle actually makes sense without being so much in the present that it's actually just about the love triangle. But if the love triangle would be a thing now, it would destroy all the action and the dark vibe, because it's actually about survival and not about romantic feelings. And imagine you being in a life and death situation. You would probably not think about who you have a crush on right now. And I'm sure there will be a lot of, kissing and action, all this stuff. Wes told us our kissing desires will be fulfilled, but still, it's not about the relationships, like the romantic relationships. And there is a reason why Thomas, in the end, chooses Brenda and not Teresa. So there's actually not that confliction. There's like loving two people. It's about survival and having, obviously, connections to some people, but not all of them are romantic, and there have been a lot of changes. So it will make sense, and I hope you will appreciate it, like when the movie's out and you see it and you understand it. And if you don't, wait until the DVD is out and listen to Wes Ball's comments on it, because you can turn that on in the DVD and watch the movie with it. And because I'm pretty sure he will come back to the love triangle thing, because this is this question pops up pretty often. So yeah, that's my opinion on it. What do you guys think?
I do think you just hit the nail on the coffin with that statement. But yeah, that was pretty on point. Yeah, I'm just a massive Brenda fan, so
Me too.
I am just.
I also love Teresa, but it's just two different characters. You can't be like, it's either her or either her. No. It's just this. Yeah. Go on. I'm sorry.
I like Teresa, but let me tell you, the Scorch Trials, that moment, where they're out in the desert and you find that reveal with we do know that there's spoilers in this video, guys. I just want us to be aware of that. But when we find out, and she's beating up Thomas and all, in a sense, dragging him across the sand, that did a number on me. It did a number on me. And I think just like Thomas, I had a hard time trusting Teresa for a very long time afterwards.
Obviously, that's because it's in the point of view of Thomas. We know what Thomas feels. We know how he sees this world, and obviously it's really easy to feel compassion for him and all this stuff. So I totally see your point. And personally betrayed by Teresa, so did probably everybody else. But in the end, obviously, you know that no character in this book is black or white. It's all a 50 Shades of Grey thing. Everybody has another side to the story. And in the end, you should appreciate the depth of the characters, because they're all brilliant characters with a lot of development, and it's never boring to hear someone speak or think in this book. It's always really tense and intense. I mean, and yeah, so you can't really, obviously you're gonna judge. That's just human, but yeah, Teresa, you can't really say that she's the bad one, because even Wicked is not entirely bad, because it started with a good cause, with a good thought, and a lot of members actually realized that the way they approach this problem is wrong, and yeah, it obviously makes the story even more tragic and more reliable too, because it's just not easy. There's just no a right or wrong way to do stuff. It's always more complicated, so that's what life's about. So yeah, pretty deep today. Yeah, what about you, Sarah?
Pretty much, I just agree with all of you. But I do like Teresa and Brenda a lot, but I just don't like Brenda with Thomas for some reason. I don't know. Maybe because I read the Kill Order.
That's okay. A lot of people don't.
Yeah, I read the Kill Order, and then Dee Dee is Teresa and all that. So
yeah, that's true though. When I started reading the Kill, yeah, that's the same with me, because
I had a hard time trusting Brenda at first. I had a hard time.
Yeah, same.
She's out there.
Yeah, totally.
She's ballsy. She's doing all these things, and then she's grabbing Thomas, pulling him in, and I'm just like.
And trying to kiss him, and I'm like, back up.
No.
But then, yeah.
Teresa, girl, I've been with her longer. You can't just up in some part and be like, this place, just pretend the Scorch.
The funny thing is, actually, in the Scorch Trials, your ships, like the people you ship together, it changes like every page.
My God.
Which I think makes James an amazing writer, because you never know what's going to happen next. And you think you have the people you trust and the people you love, and then bam, he's taking it all away. And I personally think that just makes an amazing writer, and obviously an amazing plot for a good movie, because it's never going to be boring. And even though obviously there are some young adult cliches that are like in every young adult franchise movie thingy stuff, like Hunger Games or Divergent, it's still not predictable. Absolutely not. And that's what makes it a good movie. And this is why we got like 2 million box office stuff thingy internationally, which I am actually pretty proud of, because hey, we started pretty low with a budget and the cast and crew, so now we're getting bigger and bigger, getting more and more fans, which obviously changes the situation, but we try to welcome new fans and be nice to everyone and encourage everyone to read the books. And even though they started with the movie, which is obviously okay, that happens. And the original Glader still remain, and we try to keep the fandom alive and the hype. But as you see, Wes is not tweeting that much anymore, because he's actually really busy right now. He had to wait to see how the Maze Runner will be accepted in the fandom and if it's really successful. So he had kind of a lot of time to tweet in this meantime. Now he knows that the Death Cure will be happening. So there's a lot of preparation for everything. So don't be angry at the crew or the cast for not being able to tweet as much. The hype is not dying. It's more like a volcano that is trying to climb its way up.
Wes is probably up every night dealing with post-production drama.
That post-production is a huge thing.
Quite right. Constantly having to deal with all this stuff. So yeah, I mean, if he could tweet 24/7, I'm sure he would. But I feel more confident with the less amount of tweets. Because I know he's probably hard at work.
Because we know he's working, and we can trust him because obviously he's a genius. And so he knows what he's doing, so just be patient, Cletus, even though patience is absolutely not my thing, but
it's not mine either. I'm just give me.
Yeah.
I've waited for a lot of stuff.
See, Sarah.
Movies just coming out on DVD. I just watch all of those when they come out on DVD, because you can't really go to the theater because it costs too much to go and all that, so
If you're as impatient as me and Dillon, I can only recommend you to read the series again. Read the Maze Runner files. They actually exist, like Wicked files,
really
which
good.
are amazing. And read the Kill Order, maybe to even get another point of view of Teresa, which is Didi in the book. She's like a little girl, so that was also something that kind of changed my viewing of her, because in the Scorch Trials get all a bit mixed up and you don't know who to like and who not to. But I started, after I finished the series, like the whole book series, I started to appreciate every character the way they are and their depth and their development, because they're all interesting and all good and bad in this world. And I think of course you're judging people, that's okay, but you should always see what you can find out about the characters, and maybe try to understand their situation and their point of view. So just keep on reading the books, watch some videos, and then the Scorch Trials will be there, and then we can all enjoy the movie. And after this, we can make a new Glader Hangout and talk about the movie and maybe try to get some cast members on it. Because if you remember the second Glader Hangout, we had Blake Cooper, who plays Chuck in The Maze Runner. And unfortunately, nobody had time to join the third one. So that's just us today. Sorry that we disappoint you. We're not famous, but we still try to entertain you as much as we can. So yeah.
More questions, because we've got them coming. We've got them coming.
Yeah, hit us.
Let's see here.
Hit us with these questions.
Yes, let's see. Let's do another one from the YouTube comments. I really like Shelby's Mary's comment. What do you think of the crack?
Oh, Shelby, the babe. Shout out to Shelby. Woo, check out her videos.
Simple.
Like, guys, you should totally check Shelby's music videos out, because she wrote songs for The Maze Runner. She's an amazing fan. I'm going to tweet the link to her YouTube account. Yeah. So you can check out these songs, because they're really, really good. Okay, question.
I really like her question, because they're such an important component of the film. But what do you think of the cranks? Like, what do we think of them? I'm just going to say right now, I think the cranks are so on point. They might even be better than what I even imagined when I was reading them. Because I didn't imagine them so that estranged and out of whack as I did. Yeah. But I mean, that shot with the crank. I mean, my favorite shot in the entire trailer has to be when Brenda's raising her arm up to like grab me, Thomas. But when that crank, oh my God, it's so intense, and just the spazzing out of it. It's just I love it.
Yeah, the thing is, what I think is really interesting about the cranks is, you know, that there are different levels of crankiness, because the disease spreads more and more from time to time in your body, and everybody reacts differently to it. So it starts with more like, and I mean, if you've read the Kill Order, you know how it starts. Like, you get a headache and you get dizzy and you start seeing everything differently, and you can feel, losing your mind, basically. And I think that development of the disease is in itself really interesting, and it's probably going to be amazing to watch, and it's probably even really hard to act out. So this is something I look forward to see how they actually brought it to life, because this is not just being a zombie. It's an actual disease that spreads and infects your brain and all your feelings and changes everything. So I think this is actually something it's so important in the whole series. I mean, you know that when you read the books. And I think it's going to be amazing to watch, because this is not just your average monster chasing you around. It's actually a human being trapped in his mind because of this disease. And it just shows Thomas and the other Gladers the urgency of their mission and why Wicked is doing all that wicked things, and that there's actually a reason for everything that's happening in their lives. So the cranks are not just like some decoration in the movie. They're actually a huge part of the plot, and I think that makes them even more interesting and dangerous, because they're not just creepy looking. they're actually really important. So yeah. What do you think, Sarah?
I thought they were amazing. They just look like I couldn't even picture it that well when I was reading it, but when I saw this, I was just like I was blown away by it. They look amazing. Wes did an amazing job with it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I tweeted the link to Shelby Mary's YouTube account.
Say something about the cranks, but
when she's back. So yeah, the thing is, I mean, makeup and CGI stuff and all this is always like something that really interested me about making a movie, like the film process, because I mean, how awesome would it be to play an extra as a crank and all this stuff? And I don't even want to know how much time the people that played cranks had to sit down to get like makeup on, and even though a lot of it will be like fixed in post-production or edited, it's still like a huge performance, and you should like start to appreciate everybody's participation in that movie, because even though it's just a crank, it's just an extra and it doesn't even have a really important performance, because if they wouldn't be scary, the movie wouldn't work. So this is something I always try to like make everybody realize or appreciate, because a movie only works when every part of the cast and the crew work together as a team. And even though obviously we're more interested in what Dylan O'Brien is doing in his free time, you should obviously appreciate everybody that worked on this movie, because this is why it is there and this is why it is good. So yeah, cranks will be a huge thing, and I'm looking forward to seeing them in action.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I just want to say I am so impressed with the amount of questions that we're getting right now. I feel
nice.
Like, yes, it will be here forever, but it's great. Great amount of questions.
Okay, I have time.
If we don't get to your questions, I'm sorry, but I am very impressed.
You know, yeah, we always can't answer all the questions, but this is not the last Glader Hangout there's gonna be.
Yeah.
So
constantly keep tweeting questions, and I basically live on Twitter, so I'm sure we'll happily like give you we'll tweet you our answers if we don't get time to it today. But I really like this one. It's from @PropertyThomas. It says, what are your thoughts on the third movie that's going to come out, like maybe changes, etc.? Because as we do know, they are merging a lot of the two.
Yeah, that's a good question.
So I think it's a great question to maybe, like, in a sense, theorize of, like, what we think might get changed, and in a sense, what we think might get inserted. Like, I think it's pretty obvious. I think the right arms is going to come into play in the Scorch Trials.
Yeah, and hopefully Will Poulter will make his appearance.
I think he can possibly make his appearance in this.
Yes. Yeah, the thing is, Wes and James, they both told the fans on Twitter that the Scorch Trials movie is kind of a mix of the Scorch Trials and the Death Cure book. So I think there will still be enough plot left to make the Death Cure an amazing movie. But obviously there will be changes, and I think it's going to be easier to think about these changes when we actually seen the Scorch Trials and see what they took of the third book. So yeah, show it in the Scorch Trials, because then we can see what's left of the Death Cure that still has to be made. And yeah, I hope that it's going to be as good as the Maze Runner and as good as the Scorch Trials looks right now in the trailer, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be amazing. And well, obviously we all know, or the people who read the books know that the Death Cure deals with a lot of heartbreaking stuff, like basically every end to a franchise, or young adult trilogy. Yeah, so yeah, we know what's coming, and obviously forward to it, but at the same time we don't. So there's a lot of plot left to make you cry in your seat when you're in the theater.
What I like is I feel like with what I like about this adaptation, I kind of like the idea of merging the two, because I feel like we're heading towards the same end goal with the franchise, but getting there is like taking a different route. So we're going to be getting there is going to make it more of an interesting watch. I feel like that's why I'm so open about changes or like tweaks in book films. I think the journey and the experience a little bit more interesting. It's like with the Hunger Games series. I love that we don't have Katniss narrating over the films. A lot of people wish we had. But
absolutely.
Kind of like having that cheat code of like knowing what's really going on. Like
the thing is, it gives you as a viewer, it gives you the chance to make your own interpretation and have your own point of view, which I think is really important in a movie.
Yeah, I mean,
this is where the entertainment comes from.
Yeah. Like we're still gonna do the same, but it's getting there. It's gonna make it a more fascinating journey and make it a more cinematic one. And for those who haven't read the books, I think it'll still appeal to them as well.
Yeah. The thing is, obviously, the Maze Runner and the Scorch Trials as books are a huge difference in scenery and the character development. The Scorch Trials and the Death Cure have a lot more in common than the Maze Runner book has with the Scorch Trials. So that there is obviously a clean cut between the first two books in the adaptation. Makes sense because it's an absolute change of scenery and of character development. But taking the Death Cure and the Scorch Trials and kind of mix it together a bit for a movie actually makes sense, because the Death Cure book and the Scorch Trials book actually do have a lot of stuff in common, especially with characters and scenery. Because a lot of cast members who we see now in the Scorch Trials will be back in the Death Cure. And in the Maze Runner, obviously, a lot of the cast members that are here now didn't exist yet. So, and our main characters, learned a lot more at the end of the Maze Runner and actually know what they're dealing with now in the Scorch Trials. And they're going to continue knowing that in the Death Cure. So the last two books could have been a big book just in one. But the Maze Runner is like in the maze, it's way different. So I can totally see where this like mixing up the books is coming from, because in the first movie it would not have worked, absolutely not. So yeah, I think this just will make it more interesting, and I trust Wes, and there's going to be enough plot left from the Death Cure to make the last movie amazing. And then we hopefully will go on with the Kill Out adaptation, and after this with the Fever Code adaptation, because next year the 5th book will come out. So there's going to be a sequel to the prequel, and actually will tell us the story before the maze, but after Mark and Trina. So it's going to fill in the gap and see how it was when the Glader still worked for Wicked. Mainly Thomas and Teresa.
Fascinating.
So
that's gonna be a fascinating read. The more I think about it, just like logically and like.
So yeah, Sarah, what do you think?
I think it's interesting how he decided to do that, because it's different from all the other franchises out there who are making the last book into film. So I've never seen it done before, and I think it's a really good idea for this series.
Yeah.
Yeah,
really
absolutely.
Refreshing. Like, not to like downgrade, but like I think it's just really refreshing and new to just see like, hey, you know what? We're gonna keep this as one movie. We're not gonna split it up into two parts, because I don't feel like the story is a two-parter. Like it actually generally
not.
Like they.
And to be honest, even though I love the Mockingjay, it would have not been necessary to split the book.
It was
the same goes for, it was great. So you can like go to the cinema like 2 times, but still, like Divergent, it wasn't necessary. Like Twilight, it wasn't.
It was not necessary to split.
It all started with Harry Potter, where it actually was necessary, because the last book is huge and has a lot of plot, and it would have been a total, the Lord of the Rings length. Like it would have been 3 to 4 hours. So we understand why they split it. And so everybody else saw how much money they actually made by splitting the last Harry Potter book, and since then everybody started splitting the last book. So I actually am really proud and happy of Wes and about him deciding that he's not gonna split the last book because it's actually not necessary. And I would feel betrayed as a fan because it would make me think that they just want my money instead of just giving me the right interpretation of this story. Because in the end, it should be an entertainment, and it should make fans happy. And a movie is not just there to get the movie industry money. It's also there to make you think and to make you interpret things and make you happy and get you out of your all-day life that's maybe boring and you want to escape like the world you live in right now. And the movie industry is not just there to get attention and get money. It's actually very deep, even though sometimes it looks very cheesy and all about looks. But a society wouldn't work without the movie industry or the entertainment industry in general, and it wouldn't work without celebrity. So obviously sometimes the entertainment industry does freak us out because sometimes it's very superficial and very money, but in the end, try to appreciate movies and books and music because it mainly started because of art and passion. So sometimes it kind of forgets that it's about art and passion and starts splitting books to make money. But we don't have this in this fandom because we ain't splitting the last book. So see, back to art and craft, back to love and passion. Wes does it right. So next question.
All right. Let's see here. Let's see. There's so many questions to choose. Let's see. All right. We're gonna try to flip-flop these. From like question and from Twitter and YouTube. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see. Man. I like this one. White Trout Dart. I am so bad with names. Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's okay.
What's the scene you cannot wait to see on the screen? Mine is the rose took my nose, I suppose, scene. Like, so what is, in a sense, what is our most...
Oh my god, yes!
If they can add that small little scene, I'm gonna cry, because that's a great scene.
This is a good scene. Obviously, Wes asked the fandom again what the most important scenes is. He did that as well when the Maze Runner was in production. So he actually really cares about what your favorite scenes is, so he does them justice. So a lot of fans actually look forward to the metal bar stuff. We can't really explain it because we don't really know what it is, but it's right at the beginning of the book, and it's very scary, and James described it in a totally intense, amazing, scary stuff way thing. It's probably gonna blow our mind. So I'm really looking forward to this because I shut my pants when I read this scene. Like it was amazing.
Literally my moment as well. Like I want to see that scene so badly. So badly. That is literally the moment, because it literally, I think at that moment I was so terrified that I kept reading. And I literally read the entire book in one sitting just because I was so glued.
Yeah, I know. I was actually in this scene. I was actually so scared of losing a Glader that I like, because you always know when you get attached to characters, and the scene is getting more and more intense, and you know something dangerous is about to happen. Even though it's like 3 a.m. in the morning, you can't stop reading until you know that your fave is safe. In the Maze Runner series, you kind of never know if your fave is safe, so reading it through in one sit is actually something I can relate to, because you never know, and then you're like, oh no, the book is done and I still don't know if my fav's gonna be living or not. But yeah, and also the thunderstorm is something a lot of people look forward to, the lightning and the stuff. Obviously the heat, which will be a thing throughout the entire movie, but there were actually a few scenes where I really, really worried about my favorite, especially like Minho, which is like my all-time favorite in the Lightning and all this stuff. So yeah, they're gonna be like some intense scenes. I can't wait to see them and how Wes interpreted them and how the cast is like pulling them off. So yeah, it's gonna be amazing. What are your favorites, Sarah? What do you think?
The Lightning Storm is one of my favorites I would want to see. When the Gladers meet Jorge and the Cranks.
Oh my god, yes, I love that too.
That scene,
Yes,
Rose
when
took my
shows
nose
up for the first time.
The
Yeah, the Rose took my nose thing.
Brenda and Thomas are in like the tunnel kind of thing, and then they see a Crank and they are fighting and all that. Like,
oh my god, yes. It's really scary. Yeah, that's true.
Also,
I can't wait. Yeah.
I don't know if they changed it a little bit. I think they did for when they meet Ratman, but I can't wait until they actually finally like meet him and all that. Just seeing them meeting him.
Yeah. That's also a shout out to the new cast, which is amazing. They hit every character on the nail. Like, there's actually, even though obviously Brenda in the book has long hair, but Rosa is amazing. And if you like watch some videos or interviews with her, she's so cute and she's so funny and she's really badass. And I think she's gonna nail Brenda.
Yeah.
And
I really like the idea for having short hair. It makes sense.
Yeah.
You're out in
because in Scorch, you're not gonna have long hair when
you're not gonna have long hair. You're gonna have it's short hair makes it simpler and livable and
it's actually cleaner. Especially when like diseases and hunger and all this is going around. You don't have time or energy for long hair. So Sarah, if you ever end up in the Scorch,
the braids gotta go.
You should probably go to shop. No. Like, you literally have the best hair in the world, so I hope we're not gonna be like burned down by like sun flares. So let's hope the kill order will be adapted, but never will be realistic, and never will be like a real threat. Because obviously we have storms on the sun, and we do have kind of sun flare thingy sometimes, like hitting the Earth and maybe destroying some satellites or knocking off the electricity for an hour, but it's never been a threat like in the kill order. But it's actually kind of a realistic problem, and this is why I actually love that book so much, because James actually thought about something realistic. Most of like young adult dystopian movies or zombie movies or books, most of the time they have an unrealistic problem or a not really common disease or some logic gaps. But sun flares and a burned Earth is something that could actually happen, like actually pretty soon. So, because you never know, we can't control the sun, and sometimes it bursts out and it hits stuff. So that could happen.
Well, I feel like stating this because me and Charlotte are in the same boat. But according to Marco down in the comments, they do say there's a possibility from an interview that our favorite metal ball scene could be moved to the Death Cure. As long as I see the scene, I'm not going to be upset. But I'm not going to lie, I would love to see that scene.
Yeah, well, I mean, if it's moved, well, better than not being in it at all, but it's right at the beginning of the Scorch Trials, so it moving would kind of destroy the flow of the book a bit. Because, I mean, as long as it's there, it's better than not being there. But yeah, in the Scorch Trials, it's kind of right in the beginning because it's the transition of the cast getting to the Scorch, because they go through that to get to the Scorch. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would love if it just stays where it is right now, because it makes sense, like James has like written it. But as long as it's there and it makes sense in the plot of the movie, it's okay. If it's just there for the sake of being there and then it's totally out of space, you could have left it out. But yeah, I mean, if they changed it, I hope they changed it in a good sense and made it make sense in the plot somewhere else. But yeah, I just wish it's there because it's amazing, and as long as it's there and in this scene it makes sense. If it's the scene from the book or not, it's okay.
All right.
I guess.
Let's see. I like this question. On Twitter, at O'Brien Bay, which is a great username. Do you guys think this will be a Newtmas-filled movie? Obviously, he's using his ship name.
Yeah,
Newtmas-filled movie.
Wow.
I think it is. From what I've gathered in the trailer, when they're talking about like, trying to figure out like what's going on, so I do think that they are going to have a lot of scenes. I think it's really. I would like to believe it's really going to be a Thomas and Brenda movie. Because they're really going to want people to care for Brenda because they're bringing her in. But I do think there's going to be a lot of, I really think it's going to be a very Newtmas movie for the Death Cure.
Absolutely.
It has to be.
We maybe don't want to say why right now, so I'm not going to start crying. But yes, Newtmas is going to be important. And I think especially Thomas, Newt, and Minho, the Golden Trio, will be a huge thing later on in the movies anyways, because they're kind of what holds the Gladers as a group together, and yeah, they're like the main characters, and especially how Minho reacts to Brenda. You all know that it's Minho Sassy Pants, and I hope some humor will be left to like bless us in the movie, because in the book it's hilarious how Minho and Brenda kind of start getting to know each other and stuff. You know, Newt is always like the trustworthy, reliable one who always like is taken aback and kind of tries to be like the grown-up adult who makes all the important decisions. And Minho is kind of a bit sassy and all this stuff, which I love in the book, and I hope they kind of have this golden trio thing that we have in the book feature in the movie, because it just makes it more familiar and makes it feel real, because it's more like a family, because they fight together, they try to survive together, and these three characters together are like a really important thing in the book and should be in the movie. And I'm pretty sure it will be a thing, like Newtmas, Tomino, and all this stuff, all these ship names, because Wes and James, they know this fandom, and they know how much we're rooting for our ships. And yeah, so I'm pretty sure this will be a thing, because you can't make money if you disappoint your fans. Rotten Tomatoes gonna kick you, and fans gonna kick you, and nobody's gonna pay you for your next movie. So I'm pretty sure in the end it's still what we think. This is the same reason why I think we can make the Kill Order happen if we show enough support and be like, yeah, I would pay for this movie. So yeah, I think in the end it's really important what we think and what we want to see in this movie, because Wes cared about that. He asked questions like, what is the most important thing for us in this book, and what, like, our favorite scenes, our favorite ships, and all this stuff. He really cares, which I think is amazing, because I don't know any other director, any other film crew that actually interacted with the fans so passionately. And this is why I trust him, even though there were a lot of changes in the trailer. And sometimes I'm like, okay, but in the end I know it's gonna be fine. So yeah. So Newtmas all the way.
Well, I've gotten this question twice, so I feel like it should definitely be one that we all answer. It's a simple one, but it's, what is our favorite character and why do we like this character in a sense? I've gotten one in the YouTube comments and then one on Twitter. So,
okay, you start.
Mine's easy. I would say for the series as a whole, I'm Team Brenda all the way, right? All the way Team Brenda. When I'm, like I said, we started off rocky. I was like, I don't know if I trust this woman hanging around my Thomas, but then I ended up madly falling in love with the character. So Brenda's my favorite, but out of the Guy clan, I really like Minho. I mean, I really like his character so much.
Yeah.
I would say as a whole, Brenda is my favorite. But boom, Done.
Yeah. Okay, Sarah.
My favorite is Newt, just because
Yes.
as I was reading him, I just fell in love with him, his personality and everything, just how he is. Like, I don't know, I just
Yeah.
love Newt. But it's
Yeah,
so
Newt's
sad in the
number.
death here and whatever. I'm not gonna continue saying.
Oh my god, where are my tissues? No, okay. So yeah, my favorite is actually, well, in the main trilogy, it's Minho because I love his sass and all this stuff, and he always tries to cheer everybody up and kind of sometimes loses his temper, which I think I kind of can relate to that because obviously he tries to like be in charge a bit, but yeah, Newt is the one you can trust with like decisions and all this stuff, and I think Minho kind of lightens up the bad mood and the danger a bit because he's just like funny and sassy and always has like a catchphrase to say whenever stuff gets dangerous. So I really like him, and obviously when it comes to the kill order, I love Drina, and so I can't really decide for like a favorite for like the whole book series because there's Trina, which is like my baby, so I can't really be like, okay, that's Minho because I love Minho, but it's obviously something different because I could never play Minho, but I could play Trina and I really want to, so I can't really forget about her. So yeah, Minho and Trina, I guess. Yeah. New questions.
Let's just see here. Let's go through some of these YouTube comments of the YouTube. Da, 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 da. Wow. I mean, we could literally answer questions forever.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Let's go with I feel like we've let's see. What do you think? This is from at Novon9. What do you think they will do with Mary Cooper, the woman who recognizes Thomas in the trailer?
Who was cast as Thomas' mother, which we still don't know if it's true or not. So yeah, as I said, some people think have some like theories that she is maybe a member of Wicked who took care of Thomas as a child. Then obviously it could be his mother, but if you read the Kill Order and all the books, you know that Thomas' mother in the books has the flare, and she's literally turning crazy when they take him from her, and she's probably dying. Like it looks like she's gonna die. So yeah, that would be a huge change if it's actually Thomas' mother. But there are still like a lot of theories of who this woman is, because in the cast list she's described as Thomas' mother, but you never know. So because obviously they can't really like say what she actually is without like revealing the whole plot. But yeah, you never know. So I hope it all makes sense and it's not the biggest unnecessary change from the movie, from the book, because some changes are necessary, but this is not really a change that is necessary if it was his mother. So we should still like yeah, be open-minded towards it and see what Wes cooked up for us with like Mary Cooper, which is, by the way, an amazing actress. You should check out her other stuff. And yeah, I think there's a reason she's there, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be a good reason, and we're all going to be fine with it in the end, even though now we're a bit confused, especially the people who read the book and know that Thomas' mother should be dead, or shouldn't be a thing in the Scorch Trials anyway. So yeah, we'll see in like a month, which is soonish, in like 1.5 months. Ah, yes.
What's your favorite ship, y'all? What's our favorite ship?
Mark and Trina. Trina. Tark. I don't know. Is the ship name for this? Mark and Trina. Tark.
I'm so
Marina.
not in loop with shipping and stuff. So I mean, I know what it is, but
yeah.
I mean, Thomas and Brenda. I can't.
This is what is the shipping name of Thomas and Brenda?
I don't. Someone in the comments.
Trenda. It's Trenda. There's
Trenda.
Tomisa, which is Thomas and Teresa, Trenda. And obviously there's Newtmas. Hello.
Lizzie's back.
And,
The best
I mean,
name.
I love Tommy Newt, which is the Golden Trio.
Hi.
Hey, Lizzie.
Hi.
She's back.
Which is, what's your favorite ship in the movie?
We talked
Or
about
in the book
We
series?
talked about the cranks already, so I mean, we talked about what do you think of the cranks? So what are your opinions, even though you
You
haven't read
already
the book?
know.
They don't.
what do you think?
They don't know.
Well, I like them. What else am I supposed to say?
You said beads
Yeah.
for the cranks when you
Fine.
first saw them.
Yeah, what you thought? They were amazing, right?
Yeah. Definitely.
Badass.
So the what's your favorite ship? Like
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know many ships in there.
Which
9. You can't touch the dynamic duo of Thomas and Brenda. I mean, they're just.
Oh yeah, Trenda's definitely thing. What's your favorite ship, Sarah?
I guess
Isn't it Tomisa? You went Newt.
I used to have it where it's Thomas and Teresa, but then I started I don't know, thinking Maze Runner's not really that much romantic stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean,
It's not
I don't
really
know.
about ships, is it? It's more about friendships. So
Yeah.
Tommy Newt comes in as like the Golden Trio thing. That's kind of like Newtmas. Even though there are people who ship Newt and Thomas romantically, but we all know this is not going to happen. So let's see Tommy Newt as a friendship ship. You know. So
I mean-
just it's pretty awesome. Yeah.
I've read fan fiction, so.
Like I stopped reading fan fictions in a certain point of my life. I mean, some fan fictions are actually pretty good, but you have to filter them, maybe.
You do have to filter. Sometimes
You have you have to make sure what kind of section you're moving in. Like there are like fan fictions who can definitely be read by people under 18, and then there are fan fictions who maybe should never been read by anyone. But still,
Amen.
yeah, fan fictions are a thing sometimes. So yeah. Yeah, let's stay with the ships in this movie and in this book. So yeah, there are fantasy ships, but it's the same with like Steric and Maze Runner. Teen Wolf, Steric, Osteria. Like fan fictions are everywhere, and you can, if you really ship it, you can find someone who does ship it too. So then you can embrace the love for these characters together. But yeah, let's just say that in the Maze Runner it's actually not really about ships. But but we do love our characters and their relationships, if romantic or not, but it's mainly about surviving together and helping and supporting each other. Like when everything's settled, you can kind of think about, hey, I would like to kiss her, I would like to kiss him, but when you're in a kind of life to death situation, this is not what you think about. So yeah.
for people who don't know, this is my sister Lizzie. If you have seen
Say
some
hi, Lizzie.
videos, she's in them.
Yeah, Lizzie. Woohoo.
Sorry.
All right.
Question.
Question.
Crazy.
Question.
Yes.
What is that?
Cranking Lizzie, clearly.
Let's see here.
Oh gosh.
Okay, and I'm sweating like crazy.
Mm. It's, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. We slightly talked about this, but we could go back and talk a little bit more about some of the changes in the Scorch Trials from the book. 'Cause this is a question. And like, I wonder, it makes me wonder, like, so what we've just seen on a surface level from the trailer changes. It for me, it seems like change-wise, it's just gonna be more of the merging of stuff, and like the timeline of when things happen are gonna be shift. In terms of changes, I think we might not see a scene or two. But I think like I've seen, if there's any like major changes that's gonna happen, it's just mainly gonna be like the looks of things.
Yeah.
Are not gonna be quite up to par of what we probably imagine. Because that's the great thing about reading. You kind of like make up your own images. I mean, the Grievers to me never looked like what they looked like in the movie, nor did they actually look like snails, like for a lot of people for me.
Yeah.
But I like what they did in the movie more than what I picture in my head. So
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I pictured the Grievers in the books differently than the ones in the movie. Also, actually, my picture of the Grievers was pretty boring compared to what Wes delivered in the Maze Runner. This brings me to the awesome designer of the Cranks and the Grievers and all the monsters. His name is Ken. I don't know how to pronounce his surname. I think it's Barthelmy or stuff. I'm totally gonna tweet his ad because his stuff is amazing. You should totally check out his artwork. He actually speaks German because he's from Luxembourg, and he's been working for Wes and all the others for this movie, and he made some amazing stuff. So he designed the Grievous, he designed the Cranks, and he's probably going to be there until the end, and hopefully going to be there for the Killed and the Fever Code, which will be adapted, because I will make sure. And yeah, his stuff is amazing. I'm going to tweet his ad so you can all check out his artwork, because he's a genius. More questions?
Man, this at Property Thomas guy is sending them in. They're really good ones in my opinion too. What are your thoughts on Thomas evolving from the maze to the Scorch? Sorry if it's confusing, which it's not. No, don't worry there. It's interesting because this is basically spanning like one long story, so it's like just basically taking off. So like I feel like we're seeing this Thomas just be more and more like less like not knowing where to put his trust. In a sense. Not like in a sense like he doesn't trust the people he's in the glade with, but he can't also trust Wicked itself because like he just spent all this time fighting Grievers and stuff like that. So I feel like this evolution we're just going to be very confused Thomas, even more than we saw.
Yeah.
Because
no, totally.
I do think he's going to be coming up and more forward and being like, I'm sick and tired of being confused. I'm going to take more in charge and try to figure out what's going on because obviously I can't keep living like this. But I think the evolution of Thomas is, I think by the end of it, he will be like the straight up like, yo, I'm the leader, dude. We're gonna get through this. But I don't know.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
no. That was on point.
I feel like I came in here unprepared. Like, I don't know anything.
You saw the movie.
Oh, okay.
You know I can't for spoilers, right? You said
No.
that. You told me that like yesterday.
Yeah, but I
or 2 days
I
ago.
won't know what's going on. If I do get spoilers, I'll be like, what?
You'll be able to see it if it's in the movies.
Yes. More questions.
Shelby Mary has another one.
Shelby.
Shelby. Do you think the Bulb monsters will be in it?
I don't know.
Are we talking about the metal ball?
They're at the end of the Scorch Trials book.
The monsters at the very end.
Oh, these.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I mean, that's a good question because all monsters. Because yeah, Wes said that the second and the third book will kind of be mixed together in the Scorch Trials. So yeah, even though they're at the end of the Scorch Trials, I don't know if they're maybe gonna be in the middle of the Scorch Trials movie or if they are there at all. Because I mean, I think they're pretty cool, but they're not necessary for the plot, even though it was like a cool transition from like the Scorch Trials to the Death Cure, and something that really gave me the creeps at the end again, because I was like, oh my god, now my Faust's gonna die, because throughout the entire book you're like, okay, whew, he survived, and then something new comes, like, oh my god, and at the end I was like, really, oh no, this is the end of the book, so probably someone's gonna die, but nobody did, so. But you still don't know if somebody's gonna die in the Scorch Trials because it's all morphed together. So they could totally be in. I think that were pretty cool, and James, the way he wrote them, make them really like scary and intimidating. So I think it would be cool, but I have actually no idea. But it would give Ken another opportunity to design really creepy, cool monsters, and I think. Yeah, Wes loves monsters. He loves creepy stuff. So there could actually be like a big chance that these monsters are in. Because when it comes to monsters, Wes is no one to say, no, I don't have time or space to include monsters. For him, there's always time for action and monsters. So even though there may be not like in the plot, like in the book, maybe it's not like as it is in the book, but maybe they'll still be there, like in a different scene or in a different kind of connection to the plot. But yeah, monsters are always good. So yeah, let's hope that they're in, because they were really cool. What do you guys think?
I don't know what to think.
Lizzie. What do you think, Sarah?
I don't know if they will be in the Scorch Trials movie. I mean, it'll be interesting to see if they are, but if not, they could possibly put it somewhere in Death Cure, but I don't know exactly where.
Yeah, it's the way I see this trailer, it's like they've almost made this movie to where it's like it's gonna be like the Gladers versus Cranks in a sense out in the Scorch. Mm-hmm. And it's almost like if they bring in these monsters, I'm more curious about how these monsters are gonna feel in this, because it gives off the illusion, like, just for new people, that they run out into the Scorch and now they're trying to survive the Scorch from Wicked, who are trying, in a sense, almost like reel them back in type of ordeal. Yeah. If you're just viewing this trailer like as a trailer or whatnot, and as someone who's read the books, so it's almost like if you bring in these monsters, it might feel slightly jarring, but not quite jarring, because there were monsters in the first film, so people who've seen the first.
Yeah, so I mean, that obviously, like, some reasons they could be in, and some reasons they could not be in, so I have no idea.
I would absolutely.
I mean, it would be cool, but yeah. Because monsters are always good. And Wes always loves monsters, so yeah.
It was such a great...
there's something to look forward to.
Lizzie!
Are you okay?
Don't die.
Are you having fun, right? She's having fun.
Yeah, she probably is. Okay. So yeah, that's something to look forward to finding out if these monsters are in the movie or not. So yeah. Thought it would be cool. Are you having a laugh at that? Okay.
Let's see here. Let's see here. What else? Do we want to keep going with more questions, or do we want to migrate towards other stuff, or what?
I think actually we talked about almost every topic that I wrote down. We could continue with some like questions. Like, I mean, Sarah, when did you plan? Like, when do you want to wrap this?
Well,
Never.
it looks
Never.
like we've been doing it for about an hour and like 60 minutes or so. So maybe
Okay.
like where I am at 3:30 maybe. It'd be like 2 hours or an hour and a half.
Okay.
But last time
Okay.
like we did do 2 hours and a half. So I mean.
Yeah, we went
Yeah.
for a crazy amount of time. Yeah, and
I mean, I've got time, so yeah, let's say 2 hours and a half. So
let's
yeah,
see.
so we can totally go on with questions.
So yeah, all right, y'all. Send us some questions more, or whatever you guys want us to talk about or do, or whatever. We're hanging out. Y'all guys are much more a part of this than we are. Obviously, y'all especially. Oh wait, let's see. Well, we appreciated you there. One of them had to go, but Whitney, there we are. I'm sorry. Woof. Dillon says, woof. There it goes. It's far away. But yeah, it's chilling with sadness in the back. Whitney said she had to leave, but we appreciate you.
Bye.
But
Thanks for coming.
yeah.
Yes.
But I feel like we've, according to all the questions, we've kind of talked about. Oh wait, what do you think? Finally, here's an. Let's see, we got some more questions coming in now. All right. Do we think that, this is from Marco, do we think the movie will follow Thomas's point of view, or will we get some scenes outside of his POV?
Well, that's a good question. Because obviously the Maze Runner, it was all in, yeah. It's a bit with, like, the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
In the book, in the first one, it's all in Katniss' view, but then they, in the movie, they started having some, with, like, the, President Snow, and all this stuff, like, some stuff, like this could maybe happen, like, maybe some scenes where, like, Wicked workers, members talk about something where Thomas is actually not present in the scene. I mean, in the Maze Runner, they had it with the scene where James had his cameo, where the Wicked, where they were all sitting on the table, and what's her name again? Am I stupid? Talked about how the Maze Runner trials, like Maze trials, were a success.
Eva Page?
What? Yes, thank you. I was actually thinking about the coin, but that's the Hunger Games. So
I was thinking of
all the franchises.
I was thinking, oh my god, I'm getting too many.
Yeah. So
series are coming to my head.
Paige talks about how the Maze trials were a success and they can start with phase 2. That was a scene where Thomas obviously wasn't present and it wasn't his point of view. So I think in the Scorch Trials that could totally happen. Maybe, maybe again with Wicked, because everything else kind of surrounds Thomas and the Gladers. So Lizzie is about to laugh again. Why can I see her be like? You're enjoying yourself. That's good. So yeah, I think there could be some changes of point of view, but not within the Gladers. I think as long as we can see the Gladers, it's in Thomas' point of view. And when it comes to Wicked, there's maybe gonna be some members or workers, but I don't think we would see something in like Minho's point of view, for example, or Brenda's point of view. So I think as long as it's in the Scorch, it's Thomas, and everything else could be like Wicked stuff, like in the Maze Runner. With, like,
I think that they did change point of views. It is going to go that type of direction where we will see stuff going on at Wicked. And if it does, I think a part of me kind of hopes that they don't, because it's kind of like that's one of the things I loved about the Hunger Games. I would even say that that's probably the best thing the Hunger Games movies did, was break away from just Katniss's POV and see what's going on in the Capitol. It makes things so because it makes us fear President Snow so much more than we did in the books. And I feel like if doing that in the Maze Runners might almost make it, people could bring in the similarities and fight that they're the same. And what I liked about the Maze Runner is having this whole middle cast and everything. And the way the direction of the stories goes, it makes them seem separated and seem different. And I think what I would personally do is I would have it all in Thomas's POV, and just like the first Maze Runner, we could break away towards the end and just have the whole like, Ava Page. I've always that's what I liked about the books is like you were always with Thomas, but then you get this weird.
And then you read some Wicked Files.
Some Wicked File, and getting that stuff at the end. And I would even kind of like to see that at the Death Cure, at the end of the Death Cure, when we get
absolutely
some sort of like
that's what I loved about the Maze Runner, like about the book
I feel like that. Oh, we're getting so many stuff. People are
nice. You'll totally see what you mean though, because in the Maze Runner when I finished the book. In the end, when they get out and you're like, oh my god, what is going on? And then you read the Wicked Files and it says Group B. It like blew my mind because that's right at the end of the book. And then you close the book and you're like, oh my god, I need the next book. So I could totally see the point of view changing towards the end. Cliffhanger was in the Maze Runner, like starting with Phase 2, everybody was like, oh my god, cliffhanger. So that's something that could totally happen. But I don't think Wes will like change it like all the time, like jump from point of view to point of view. So it's gonna be Thomas and maybe some wicked stuff in the end. But whatever he does, I trust him, and it's gonna be amazing. So but I think that's the way he's gonna approach it. Or he did approach it because the movie's done already. So New questions.
Let's see here. I got some notifications on Twitter. Okay, let's see. Alright, let's go on the Twitter one. Let's go back to Twitter. Alright, we've got Katie Rosa 12. Do you think the lightning scene with Menno getting struck by it might be in the movie? I think it is in the movie, and I think you might actually see it in the trailer.
I think in the trailer you can actually see it. I don't know if you can see Minho getting struck.
I don't know. I think there's a lightning.
Someone getting struck by lightning. Yeah. Check out the trailer again. It's definitely in there because it was one of the most demanded scenes by fans, together with the metal ball thingy in the beginning. These were like the top two, and Rose got my nose, I suppose. These were like the three most demanded scenes by fans when Wes asked the fans what they really want to see in the movie because he cares about us. So he did that, and so it's definitely in. So you can check the trailer out again and look for it because it's in there. And I'm pretty sure Minho's going to be struck in the movie because he was in the book, and that's kind of an important scene because we all shed a tear because we thought we would lose him, but we didn't in the end. So.
Let's see. Shelby asked again, have you guys read the graphic novel? And if you have, what did you think of Group B? I'm gonna. I have not read the graphic novel yet. So.
Where can I want to get it? Sarah, you did. Have you read the graphic novel, Sarah?
I want to get it though.
Yeah, I haven't read it.
Shelby, we're so disappointing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So totally get on Amazon.
I was hoping one of y'all had read it and y'all would just be like retweet, But I haven't read it as well. It's on, of course, my list to read, but there's so many questions. Let's see. What do we think of the posters? Like the poster designs, and particularly I think the newer ones, like the character.
Oh wait! I just read
Oh wait.
a review on the graphic novel on Amazon, and that's actually a story about Dr. Mary Cooper. So that would support the theory of Mary Cooper being a member of Wicket and not Thomas' mother.
Ooh. I need to read this thing. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm making a note for when I get paid.
So, add to basket, proceed to checkout.
Right.
And I don't know, are there actually the Maze Runner files as a book that you can buy? Because I just read them online.
Me too.
There's no book of Maze Runner files. It's just like a digital thing.
So it's just like an ebook stuff thingy. Yeah, no, I don't have a Kindle, so I'm like a fan of paper. So yeah, no, I'm totally gonna get this.
Well, she says Group B is awesome in it.
Okay,
so
cool. I trust Shelby's opinion, so I'm gonna get this book.
I want to read this. She's giving glimpses of kind of what it's like. She says it's kind of like their experience and whatnot, and she's like, their maze is like an ice maze, so it's like a different, like, their setting is completely, an ice maze. Can you imagine?
That's
like,
so cool.
That's so interesting. Like, that's like a
I
completely.
have not read this.
I wonder how the.
I actually didn't know that the graphic novel was I thought it was just like a different book cover. Like I didn't know it was a new story. It's cool. I just thought it was like one of these special edition tie-in book stuff that you can get. You know, I didn't know it was like another story. That's cool though. It's like the Lost Files in the Lorien Legacies, which is the I Am Number 4 series, if that says something to you. There's always like stuff like that, like Lost Files and all this stuff. So yeah, totally gonna read this.
I'm definitely gonna read that. Just by hearing the idea of an ice maze, and they said that they had different slang. I'm picking that. Yeah, I'm picking that bad boy up immediately. Okay, yeah, like.
So wait, is besides the graphic novel and this one comic thingy they had for the Maze Runner, is there anything left that I should know about? Besides the Fever Code coming out next year and the files, the Wicked files. That should be it, right? Yeah. The files from Wicked and the graphic novel and this comic book thingy, which describes LB and the second Glader that he like sacrificed them, or not? Well, not sacrificed, but killed because he got stung. That's the comic about, right? Yeah. So yeah, I hope that's it, and I didn't miss out on anything else. So. Yeah.
Well, I'm getting this graph. Just finish. Wow, Killer hasn't even been out for some people.
Really?
Yeah. Where can you get the graphic novel? That is an excellent statement. Probably.
You can get it on Amazon.
Yeah, if you're one of those.
Amazon, yeah.
This is not also either.
I can't ever keep up. It's like I always have so much I want to read and do, and I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah, me too, though.
Let's see here. We talked about
No questions. No questions.
I'm going through it all right now.
Okay.
But it's like, I feel like we've kind of already talked about it. I mean, we could still keep talking about it. 'Cause like, do you think there'll be a Kill Order movie? And
Yeah, well,
I think if the money's there, there will be a Kill Order movie.
the thing is, the money obviously is always there, but
The
it's more
fans-
about, yeah, it's more about what you're gonna get out of it. So it's more if there's time and the demand for it, which I hope there will be, because obviously I really, really want to see that. I like.
Maybe I don't. So the score is hitting the live stage this week, according to Shelby. She's like super hyped.
Nice.
I actually don't know about this. So can someone please inform me what's going on here?
What? What do you mean? Wait.
Shelby just posted in the comments, says, "Can we please talk about the score hitting the live stage this week? I'm so
the
hyped."
score! Oh my god, yes, because have you seen that John, what's his name, Pisano is working on the score for the Scorch Trials, the soundtrack, and
Yeah.
I so cannot wait to hear the new score, because the Maze Runner soundtrack was amazing. It's like really, really, really good music, and I hope that we actually could win like some awards for the score this year, because it definitely like would have been amazing to have an award for like the Maze Runner score, because it was so good. So I hope that maybe this year the critics will kind of give us like some appreciation for the good music, because it's really good music. It's not just like some pop songs or some artist writing the soundtrack for a franchise, which usually is the thing is a thing with like young adult dystopian franchise stuff. So this is like really good orchestra music with like so I think it's gonna be amazing, and I can't wait to hear it, because I actually have the Maze Runner soundtrack here.
Oh.
Ta-da. You know, the original score. Music by John Pisano. Pisano, pow, whatever. Okay. So, yeah.
You pronounced that 10 times better than I probably ever would have pronounced that, so...
Thank you, though. I hope I do his name justice. No, I'm pretty sure the music's going to be amazing. I can't wait to hear it. So, yeah. And yes, The Kill Order has to be a movie. And I'm going to fight until the end. And the thing is, I think if we constantly show that we want this to happen, and that we would pay for it, like, to see it, and there's so much support of the fandom, and James really wants it, obviously. So I think if we keep going, and obviously it also helps if the Scorch Trials and the Death Kill movie will be a success, which I'm sure of, so this shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, right now we can't say that's going to happen or not, but the odds are good, and I think if we keep showing that we want it, it maybe could happen. So yeah.
I actually remember when I met James, because he was doing a book tour. And it took like 3 hours to meet him. I actually asked him in person. I was like, "So, I'm a massive fan of the Kill Order. Do you think we could get a movie?" And this is like before I even met any of you guys on Twitter.
Yeah, really.
And this is like, and he said that he wants it. Like, he wants it. This was before the first movie came out and everything, so I think they were more feared about, like, we just want the first movie to do good first.
Yeah.
But even back then, I know James was like super he was very proud of the first film and like what they were accomplishing with it. So like I think like if the same team, if they can keep that same momentum going, like I think he would totally be happy with it. I really want to Kill Order because it just brings so much in perspective. of just that time period and all the chaoticness that was going on. I just think it would be some great action and some I think it would work so much. Plus it's just it's an awesome story. But yeah,
let's just hope and work for it.
Yeah.
And show us support and love. So this is actually gonna happen.
What was it? I forgot.
Can the Scorch Trials be out now? You know what? I wish it could be out.
I wish.
I mean.
Same.
Let's see here. What do you think might happen in the book, The Fever Code? What do we think is going to happen?
I mean, we know some stuff that's going to happen, obviously, because James revealed it. So it's going to be about especially Thomas and Teresa working for Wicked before the maze, before they lost their memories. So it's going to kind of fill the gap between the Kill Order and the Maze Runner, because the Kill Order was 13 years before the Maze. So, and actually, obviously the plot in the Kill Order is not 13 years long. It's just a year, or some weeks actually, with some flashbacks. And it's basically, I think it's gonna start when Teresa and Thomas, all the kids were taken from their homes or from their families, how Teresa appeared as the first immune kid, thanks to Markatrina, who kind of sacrificed their lives to get her to Wicked, which in the end obviously maybe wasn't the best decision, but it happened. So I think it's gonna kind of start there in the beginning with Wicked continuing, realizing that they did a mistake with the flare, because in the Kill Order you find out that it's their fault that the disease is a thing. So I think they would start realizing that they could make the cure when they start working with immune kits, and so it's going to be about Thomas and Teresa and all the other Gladers, how they were before they lost their memories, and everything else in detail we're going to find out when the book is out, but that's about it. That's the plot. So it's going to be amazing, because all the characters we love are going to be alive, and it's going to be a totally different thing, because obviously the characters, the personalities will be totally different, because after Thomas lost his memory, obviously he hates Wicked, and he feels very bad for realizing that he worked for them. So it's going to be nice to see how he was before everything that happened in the maze. If he would maybe actually be a character that you don't like when you read the book, because he maybe is an asshole, or he maybe is evil and doesn't really care about hurting other kids or other teenagers or people in general, because you never know. He was raised by Wicked. So so I'm really looking forward to it. It's gonna be really interesting, I think. What do you guys think?
Well, I think it's gonna be. I'm mostly just interested in we're understanding their game plan for the maze in just general, Wicked trying to understand their game plan and why they came to that conclusion.
Yeah.
Of and stuff. Sorry, Twitter is distracting me.
No problem.
That's what happens when you I put on charge with questions. You get distracted, oh, I have a notification. Let me come see. Don't worry, Joyce. I think your question's gonna be next, because I like it. Let's see. What about you, Sarah? What do you expect? What do you want? out of the Fever
I'm
Code.
I'm just excited to see all the
From the
characters
Fever
that
Code.
died to come back, or mainly Newt. But I mean, I'm also excited to see their real self, I guess, like before they lost their memory and all, just to see how they were before the mates and everything. Now Wicked was with Thomas and Teresa and all that, and how they worked together. Yeah, that's what I'm excited for to see.
Nice.
Well, I have a great little question. More of a personal reaction question, but I like it. Joyce wants to know, what was the reaction of each of one of you when you read the ending of The Death Killer? What was your initial reaction towards it, like the ending? Like, here's the ending of, like, Thomas's story.
Yeah. Well, crying for like a week. That was like basically my reaction, especially right before they got to Paradise. And spoiler, Teresa died. Even though I kind of a bit stopped trusting and liking her, that was a shock, and it was kind of hard because it was kind of like boom, and another one dead. Even though we're almost at the end, and I was like, okay, why do you do this to me? So yeah, there was enough dead in like death in the death cure. So I mean, in the end, it's not really a happy ending. It's more of a safe start in new life, a new world, because you know that as soon as they reach Paradise, they start like regrouping and hitting everybody up with like, yeah, you go get some wood, you go get some food, you go get some water. So it's kind of the maze all over again, but in an open and safe world. So it's not really a happy ending, but it kind of is. But then you can never forget that they lost a lot of friends and all this stuff. So it's kind of heartbreaking, and I was really upset, not just because that much bad stuff happened, but I actually thought it was the end of the series because I didn't know the Kill Order was a thing. But then I started researching James' books because I was like, oh, I need to read more stuff of his because he's an amazing writer. Then I found out about the Kill Order. I was like, oh my god. And then after I read the Kill Order, like I was totally in. And then I started making my Twitter account because I wanted to message James and say that I wanted to play Trina. So this is actually the reason I'm here today, and I have a Twitter and all this stuff. It was mainly because I wanted to, yeah, get in contact with James because he didn't have like a fan mail address or an email that you could like find out easily. So I made a Twitter account to start tweeting him. And even though it took me a while, he noticed me, and he knows that I want to play Trina, and he supports me, which I think is amazing. Which you can see it on my profile as a pinned tweet, because I actually talked to with like Q&As, and on Twitter I talked with him a lot about me wanting to be Trina, all the videos and all this stuff, and yeah, he's totally on it, and I think that's really, really cool, because he created this character, and having his support is like means the world to me. Because he actually thinks that I could make good Trina, and he wants the Kill Order to happen. So, yeah. What's your guys' reactions? I kind of trailed off a bit. But yeah, the Death Cure. What do you think?
Woo, that was an ending. That was an ending. Like I said, I was such on Team Brenda that when Teresa's moment came, I realized that I actually still had a little bit of heart for her. I'm not going to repeat that statement, but I actually did because I felt something. I felt so sad for her in that moment because she was. It's like being so close yet so far, but it makes sense why, because I felt like Thomas and Teresa, their relationship was all about survival and the maze and Wicked. Like, that was their friendship. Yeah. That's just kind of where their life took off. And then towards the end, it kind of just, it was the ending of their story. It was the ending of their, like, relationship in a sense.
Yeah. Then you can remember that the connection always was, like, more about because they remembered each other, but they didn't know how, and if they had romantic feelings for each other, but they actually were just best friends, which you can find out at the beginning of the Kill Order. So they were more connected by that remembering and feeling that they know each other, kind of, and that they're in this together because they both worked for Wicked. But it's a totally different relationship than Thomas has for Brenda. And James got asked this question a lot, like, why did she kill off Teresa? And he actually said that her character and her life and her personality, in the end, it was too messed up to stay. Like, he actually thought that he did his own character a favor by killing it, because she was already, like, over it, and she would never have been happy again, because she betrayed everyone. She lost so much, not just people that she loved, but, like, she almost lost everything, and it was so difficult and messed up that it actually makes a lot of sense that she dies in the end, because it's actually more merciful than having, like, than letting her live with all the memories of what happened.
Yeah, and I felt like the ending also just gives this, like, I love open-ending endings, not stuff that are just filled out in a bow. And I love the ending to it because it gives this blink of hope that but you don't also quite know, especially just after all that they've gone through. It could be a success, it could be a failure, and I like that. I believe that it was a success. Like, I believe everything ends up working out in the end through Paradise. But I really liked it. It was like it's sad, but it's also extremely uplifting, the way that he chooses to end it all. And I just felt like, especially from the way it's almost abrupt, in just the same type of way that it started so quickly, with Thomas just being dragged up in the maze. And I just like the rapid pace of both the start and end to this whole story. That was really well cool. And but yeah, I love the ending. I will fight with people if they tell me that they don't like the ending.
Yeah.
I think the ending is just it's a perfect send off for this story. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. What do you think, Sarah?
When I was reading the ending, I was like, when they were about to go into Paradise and all, I was not expecting Teresa to die like that or anything.
Yeah, I know.
It was unexpected to me. It was a shock, and I thought she was going to make it out with them, but... Oh, that's a spoiler, but you said you don't care.
Nice.
La la.
Well.
Sorry.
A bad time, man. But, yeah, I was shocked with that, and I was happy with the ending and everything, but just another one dead. Just no.
I know.
Oh, well, turns out at Property of Thomas actually lives in the same state that I live in. So awesome. Now I'm glad to know that there's another Glader who lives in the amazing state of North Carolina. So that yay! It's super awesome. Super awesome.
The real question is,
we live like 40 minutes away from each other.
Oh my god. That's
literally.
So cool.
We live
like you better tell me if I have like some London Gladers around here.
Yeah, getting London Gladers.
Hey, who's from the UK? Who can come down to London to watch the Scorch Trials with me when it comes out? We should make like a UK Glader meetup or something like that. Yes. More questions.
All right, y'all. Send more questions. We've actually surprisingly have got to them all.
Really? Oh no!
I feel like we have. I think we've hit all the questions.
Sorry. Wait, Lizzie, you just have a question, but do you remember it?
No.
Whoops. Well, you tell us, or tell them about your thoughts about the movie, Maze Runner movie when you first saw it and everything.
Yeah, Lindsay. What
They
do
don't
you
know.
think?
They don't know too much about how you love it or like it or don't or whatever. They don't
I
know
like
your
it a
opinion.
lot. It's not very complicated.
Like, who's your favorite character? I already know. Who is your favorite character in the movie?
I like Gally a lot, but that's just
I feel like Miranda would approve of you right now in this moment, like in Galley.
yes.
I like Ellie.
I like Galley too. I like Will Poulter as an actor.
Huh?
I like Will Poulter as an actor.
Yeah, me
I
too.
love
I did not
it.
like it before.
Yeah.
Till Maze Runner.
Oh, here's another question. Do you think Westball should direct the third movie?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And
Oh,
yes. And absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Like,
No, totally.
yeah. I honestly think the real question is, I think he will direct the third movie. Real question is, say they do make a Kill Order movie, and man, we are talking about a Kill Order today.
Yeah.
You direct the third Kill Order movie. The real question is, do we think Wes will direct that?
Absolutely. Like I know a lot of directors, and I could imagine nobody else than Wes doing this. Because have you seen his short Ruin?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's basically the world after like the sun flares. Everything is burned and abandoned, and it reminds me so much of the Kill Order. And I think all this massive burning stuff, and then the water coming in because the ice on the earth is melting and everything is like overflowed with like boiling water and all this stuff. It just fits. Like, it kind of reminded me also of The Last of Us, the video game, because it's actually, you fight over food and basic stuff that you need to survive, because the cranks are not there yet. It's still like a catastrophe, and like everything you had a minute ago is gone. And I think West totally fits with like this kind of plot and world, because it's different to what he's done before, but it's totally stuff that he likes. Like, it's action packed, and it's like really survival in like a realistic kind of thing. There's no monsters yet, there's no cranks yet, even though he loves that obviously, but it's more of kind of a technical thing, like how the government reacts, and how the common people try to survive like from day to day. And it's not set up. Nobody's watching Mark and Trina like the Glader's been watched in the Maze Runner, in the Maze and all this stuff. So I think he would totally do an amazing job, and I think that could be totally like his thing. And I couldn't imagine anybody else doing this. Like, this is why I really think this could happen, because he's so passionate with serious, and he really gives it all. And this is his genre, and yeah, especially when you've seen his short Ruin, it reminds me so much of the Kill Order. So if anybody should like adapt this, he should totally direct it. Like, I would kill everybody else who tried to like lay hands on this, because this is my baby. So yeah. More questions.
More questions, let's see. We have two. Nick asked, I don't know if this was asked, what book are your favorite in the series?
Kill Order.
Easy quick for me. Mine is
Kill Order.
the Scorch Trials. The Scorch Trials is my favorite, hands down. Hands down. It's my
Mine's the Scorch Trials too.
I mean, if the Kill Order didn't exist, it's probably would be the Scorch Trials too, because it's an amazing book. But yeah, I have to say Kill Order because, you know, y'all know.
But yeah, all right. When is the movie getting released in your country? From
Well, let's check this out actually.
I know in America.
Scorch Trials movie release date. Well, it's gonna be released in the US. It's gonna be out on the 18th of September.
Yeah.
Let me check the release date for it. Well, the release dates. Release dates. It comes out. It says it comes out in the UK on the 11th of September, which would be even like. That's weird because that would be before it comes out in the US, which I would like totally celebrate because I am in the UK right now. So yes, give it to me on the 11th of September. But yeah, everything else kind of moves around the 17th, 18th. Germany is 24th of September. France is October. Japan is October. Austria 25th. South Africa 18th. USA 18th. Thailand 17th, which is kind of weird. Yeah, Mexico 17th. That is kind of it. Australia 17th. Belgium 16th. Ireland 11th. Singapore 10th. Philippines 9th. Okay. I mean, maybe they're gonna change it when it comes closer. That happens sometimes, so you never know. But yeah, that's kind of the time where it comes out or should come out if nothing drastic happens, like the sun flares and there's no cinemas or theaters anymore to watch a movie in. But I'm sure that's not going to happen. So should be there in like 1.5 months, hopefully.
Okay. If you could be one character, who would you be and why?
This is such a hard question. I have no idea who I would be. I don't know. Oh my god. Probably Redman. Obvious. No, Trina, obviously.
Trina.
Hands down, Trina. So yeah. You guys.
I heard
Yeah.
the number one.
Man, the Rat Man would be an interesting character.
I know, right?
I mean, he would honestly truly be an interesting character. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If we could do a gender swap, I would be Brenda in a heart.
Yeah. Yeah, but if we could do gender swap, I would totally be Minho. Even though I'm not Asian, but not being racist, I could pull that off.
I
know, yeah.
I mean, I would if we could gender swap this bad boy. I would be Brenda, but God, ooh, I really like Minho. But I'm not that athletic.
But if you were Minho, you probably would be.
I would be.
Right?
Well, you know, you really have to do that character justice, so maybe you're just gonna hit the gym. Okay?
Yeah, gotta hit the gym.
If I hit the gym, she means buy donuts, sit on the couch, and watch fitness TV.
That's exactly what I meant.
You know what?
Figure it out.
Right now. All right. Yeah, I would be Minho. I'd be Minho. Yeah, if I could be, I would be that one.
Okay.
I don't know.
And
who
you,
I would
Sarah?
be. I don't know.
I'd be a crank, man.
Oh yeah, that's me every day. I'm ready.
But what about you, Lizzie?
I have no idea.
She doesn't know.
I don't know much of the characters very well.
You would make an awesome female Yelly. Yes.
Probably.
More questions.
More sassy.
Actually, Raphael asked me if we think if the Fever Code would maybe be a movie. I mean, I think if The Killer will be a movie, there's definitely a chance for the Fever Code to be adapted as well, because it would just make sense to finish the series when you adapt it. But yeah, I think it actually kind of depends on the success of the book and if The Killer will be a movie. what I really don't want is the Fever Code being adapted without the Kill Order being adapted, because it has the same characters in it. So I don't want people to ignore the Kill Order because the main characters are not in it. Because in the Fever Code they are, because they're coming back. So it would be kind of a slap in the face if they adapt the Fever Code without adapting the Kill Order before. Because there's a reason why the Kill Order is the 4th book and not the 5th one. Because James had the idea of writing the story with like Thomas and Teresa working for Wicked before the Maze, but he still decided to put it behind the Kill Order. So I think, yeah, if any of these books will be adapted, they should both be adapted. So no book should be ignored or left behind in the series, because there's a reason that they're there, and without each other they don't make sense. And yeah, it should be the Kill Order and then the Fever Code, because even though it's a prequel, you can't read it before the Maze Runner, you know? Even though it tells the story before, you can't read it before. So, you know, so yeah, they should adapt them both, and in the way they're written. So, yeah, what do you guys think? Probably the same, because I'm awesome.
Yeah, I would. I mean, obviously haven't read the Fever Code. If I would be okay with the movie adaptation of it. But like I said, if we don't get the Kill Order as a movie, I don't want the Fever Code as a movie.
Yeah, same.
Just for continuity, I would always have to live with the fact that the Fever Code, that the Kill Order never made a movie. Every time I would watch it, I would have that feeling, just like, but they could have also made the Kill Order. It almost feels like it would be slamming James Dashner's work, like, oh, this one's really the Fever Code, not the Kill Order. The Kill Order is not a movie. And I don't. And
to be honest, I think he would be pissed.
And I don't think Fox.
I would be pissed. And me pissed is even worse than James being pissed, because I would actually murder someone. Like, watch me. I actually will. Especially
if the money's there. And I don't know Hollywood never turning down money. So,
Hollywood is lying when they say there's no money.
Yeah. Because if I remember, The Maze Runner did pretty good job at the box office.
Yeah.
Last time I checked. So yeah. Movie, I think they would adapt it, especially if the Kill Order does good. But no Fever Code if no Kill Order.
Yeah. Same. I actually, even though questions, Wicked is Good, Maggie is asking, what do we like the most about the TMF, Team R fandom? Like, about this fandom, what do we love the most? I'm gonna start. I love the support and the love. Like, I've seen a lot of fandoms, if it's like fandoms of bands or fandoms of other movies or other books. Like, this is, obviously I love this fandom the most, but if you compare it to other fandoms, it's a huge difference. I mean, you can see fandoms fighting on Twitter. If any of you is a fan of 5 Seconds of Summer or One Direction, you can see how the fans bash each other, like really hate each other on Twitter or social media, or how they expose each other or be jealous of each other when they meet their faves and stuff like that. And I've never met people that are more supportive and more loving than the Maze Runner fandom, especially because when I came to London, I had the chance to look into other fandoms a lot, especially like Faisal's fandom and all this stuff, and there is a huge difference. And even though we do have young fans as well, like 13-year-olds, they can actually behave. And the amount of hate that other fandoms give each other is ridiculous. And it always like reminds me of how beautiful this fandom is, and how everybody supports each other and is happy for each other when they meet the cast, instead of being jealous or hating on each other and all this stuff. We all fight for the same goal, and especially with me wanting to play Trina, if I would pull this off in another fandom, I don't think that I would get this much support. Probably most of the time it would be, oh yeah, who do you think you are? you're never going to be that, or you're never going to play someone, or you're not even famous, you're not even an established actor or stuff like that. And here I just like got pure love and support, and it means the world to me. And I feel like this is a family. And even though I started my Twitter just to connect with James, I also obviously gained loads of friends, which mean the world to me, and probably will be friends like for a very long time. I hope forever, because I love you guys. And I actually started wanting to share more than just Maze Runner stuff with all the people I got to know here. Like, I always tell you about all the acting stuff I do, even though it has nothing to do with the Maze Runner, and I still get a lot of support and a lot of love, and everybody wants to see me succeed and become famous, so they'd be like, oh, I know Charlotte, I knew her before she was an actress and all this stuff. And even though, obviously, I really want to be an actress myself, since I started sharing all this and getting support and love, there's like another big reason I really want this to work out, because I actually want to make people proud. And have like a fan base that is like proud of me and supports me. Because back in Germany, nobody took me serious. Like, everybody's like, okay, yeah, you want to be an actor. That sounds like you want to be a superhero. Like, there's still people at home where I think they are waiting for me to come back home because I failed. In this small village, stiff and boring I come from, moving to London to become an actor is not a thing. Where I come from, you become a teacher, an architect, or stuff like this. You do the same stuff your parents do. You go to school, you study, you behave, you don't fall out of line. And I had a lot of difficulties like as a child there, because I'm very open-minded and very passionate. I always wanted to be an actor, and since I came here and since I started using social networks a lot and sharing my thoughts, I met so many people who think the same way I do, and who support and love me, and it means the world to me, and I will never stop loving the Maze Runner, because to me it's not just a story. For me it's like a family, because it's not just me reading a book and liking it. It's like people I like liking the same stuff I do, and that means so much. And I think a lot of people who don't use social networks or are not in fandoms don't understand this, and it's easy for them to look down on people who who spend a lot of time on the internet and stuff like that. But actually, sometimes it means the world to someone, and internet friends are real friends. And a lot of times people say, you're so disconnected, put down your phone, that's going to help you. And I'm like, no, I'm happy and I don't have to change anything about it. And this fandom especially is amazing. So so thank you. That's about it. I want to thank my mom and my dad and my cat. No, okay. Now you guys, what do you love about this fandom?
Yeah. That was a great speech. Two,
thank you.
Yes. Two, I'm in the same boat. I think what I like about the fandom the most is just like it is that love and that support that you get. Because like I'm a massive reader and I'm a massive film. Like, film is my niche. Like, just like you, I grew up in a stiff and boring town. And when I realized that, you know what, I didn't want to live in this stiff and boring town for the rest of my life. I knew I was falling in love with film. I went, and I'm in college now for that. And you get some haters out there in the world, but I don't get them in this fandom. I mean, every fandom's got a couple of rotten eggs. It's inescapable, especially when it takes off and builds. And I'm not and what I like about it is like you can be that act and share what other things you love, other fandoms that you are a part of. Like, film is my #1 thing, but I love books and I love reading books and I love the Maze Runner series and I love the Chaos Walking series and the Hunger Games series. Like, those are my fandoms. I love that I can share that with people. And people love that, and I love how you can freak out and fan over things, and not only the love and support that I get for just liking that fandom, love and support I get for liking other things. You know, I make YouTube videos. I've been making them for like 5 years now, and people will say, "Oh, I found your channel because of your Maze Runner reaction videos," but they stay and watch my other stuff. Because they appreciate me as a person. And I really
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah.
that stuff. And so I would say the best thing I like is that love and support that I
Totally.
get. But yeah, and also like there's not as many bad eggs in this fandom compared to others. And the
Yeah,
fact
then
that
there's another fandoms, yeah.
yeah, I don't want to call out any fandoms because I'm a part of I consider myself a part of other fandoms, but there are
Yeah,
definitely.
well, I totally called out the 5 Stars fandom, but yeah, sorry, I'm just being honest.
Well, if
You know,
I'm gonna
teenage
call out a
mutant.
fan, I'll
But
call
no,
out a fandom too.
some people are nice, some people are nice.
I'm a little traumatized. I will call it. I'm a little taken back by the Mortal Instrument fandom. I've read the books. I like the books.
Oh yeah.
But when the author has to get off of Tumblr because she feels threatened by the fans,
Yeah.
then therefore I feel
Well,
like
that's not nice.
you've got.
I mean, I love the Mortal Instruments, and I'm really looking forward to the TV series. But I've never like really looked into the Mortal Instruments fandom, so I can't say anything about that. But yeah, that.
Cassandra Clare had to get off of Tumblr because she got frightened by the amount of hate and bickering that was going on in all that stuff. And that stuff doesn't.
That's something that never should happen. That's not being a fan. That's not sharing compassion and like love.
Yeah, it's being kind of bully and being demanding, and I'm not trying to bring down the Mortal Instrument fandom.
No,
like,
but
there are, because I think the series is good. And there are a few. I've noticed one or two of them in the Maze Runner because I've gotten them from YouTube comments and stuff like that. But you know. But yeah, like that's what I like about this. It's like people are nice, they're generous, they're caring, they actually want to be a part of it. Like in this moment of doing a Glader Hangout, I got so many new followers, so I just thank you guys for following me.
Yay! Thanks to all the new followers.
I'm really boring. So
he's
yeah.
Lying. He's not. He's cool.
Yeah, I love the love and support.
Yeah, me too. So Sarah, what do you think? And Lizzie, what do you think about the fandom?
I'm hardly on there.
Yeah, that's weird, but she's more on Facebook now than
and
Twitter. I love this fandom out of all the fandoms I've probably been a part of. I mean, I am a part of Narnia fandom, and they are nice and supporting and all that too, but this fandom feels more like a family than any of the other fandoms that I've been in. So I just love that about this fandom, that we're just also nice and supporting with towards one another and all that. So, and James Dashner interacts with his fans like no other author I've seen done that before. So
yeah, same goes like to Wes. I haven't seen any director really like talking to the fandom he does like franchise movies for. So this is like amazing. Like the amount of times cast and crew really wanting to interact with the fans is mind blowing. It's what makes this fandom work as like a family thing. And I'm like really happy I'm part of this because it totally changed all my like life goals. I mean, acting I always wanted to do acting, but now I actually like I'm working towards like a role. Like this was with like Trina. I've never had that before. Like I've never had that thing where I like read a book and be like, oh my god, I need to do this. But this was like the first time and people are actually helping me, so I can't even describe how much this means to me. So yeah, that's kind of what we like about the fandom. So new question. Dillon, new question.
Let's do. Alright, if you could choose one character to go with in the Scorch, who would it be? Any fandom and why? So, any fandom.
That's a good question.
That is a great question. You could choose any one character to go with you in the Scorch, who would it be? Oh my
That's a really good, like out of any like book.
Any
like
book.
Any
Aslan.
Aslan. Oh, that's such a good answer. Oh my god. Okay, you
That's what
win
they
this
said.
round.
Like,
You
okay,
win this
God,
round.
I'm living.
Shit. Oh my god, that's such a good. I'm literally like going through my books.
Aslan all the way.
Jon Snow. Just
I
kidding.
know
He's a total pussy. No,
I know what series I want. There's so many great
Yeah.
characters to choose from.
maybe actually 4 from I Am Number 4, because he's pretty darn like he's skilled. Like he got like superpowers and stuff. But or 6 from I Am Number 4. But I would also love to have like Voldemort like as a friend though, because he's pretty darn powerful.
Ooh,
But he's
I
kind of
think
evil, so
Dillon.
and he's kind of not good looking. So maybe I want kind of someone good looking coming with me. So maybe
Doesn't
Finnick.
look by its cover.
Sorry. Okay, but you all know that Voldemort is not good, and he doesn't look good either. So, still, he's like one of my favorite characters. He's cool.
Yeah.
But no, I think like Finnick or 4, and maybe from Game of Thrones someone, but they couldn't handle the Scorch, especially not the Starks because you know winter and stuff. It's like
Yeah.
they're like snow people. No, I don't know. Yeah, I think I go with Finnick. He would like be great company because he's hot and he's strong. So I feel like survive this and be like yes. Like I could just turn around and be like yes, thank you.
Yeah, well, he's
Yes, stay away. You're gorgeous.
He's dead too.
So whenever he was like fighting cranks with me, I would just stay there and watch him and be like, oh yes, show me your muscles. So yeah, Finnick. So Lizzie goes with Aslan. That's cool. Sarah, who are you going with?
You know who?
I mean, does Arrow count? Like,
No.
Yeah.
who plays Green?
Totally.
Yeah, Oliver Queen, Green Arrow. Yeah, I would probably pick him.
That's nice. That's a good idea.
I am gonna pick a villain.
Yes.
Loki.
Bad boy.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
Loki.
Yes.
Loki was
What did I think about this? Loki, the love of my life.
I'm gonna.
He's hot as well.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know how many people have read the Chaos Walking series by Patrick Ness. I actually created a Twitter account to follow him.
See?
Author to author. But I would want to bring Mayor Prentice. He's like the mayor of like the dictatorship of in the Chaos Walking series. He has this power. Actually, my shirt is from the Chaos Walking series. It's kind of like
Oh, nice.
it's kind of the phrase that you say to like brainwash people.
Ooh, I am the circle and the circle
Hypnotizing
of me.
phrase, I am the circle in the circle.
Yeah.
Another way of saying
That's really cool.
I would have him tag team with me, and then he would just mind control and like take over like all the cranks and everybody, and like
Okay.
you know like, and we would probably make a new leadership in the Scorch, and then I would be like his right hand man or some sort like that, and like we'd take on the world together and be evil. And I think I would bring Mayor Prentice. If there's any
Nice.
Chaos Walking fans watching this, they probably hate me because they're like, "Oh, you're siding with
Oh my god, not him. He's a villain.
someone evil as like, because he's like President Snow in like the Hunger Games. He's so evil that you just love for how smart and evil he is.
Even worse than Voldemort. Wow,
Yeah.
Dylan, you hit it.
Yes.
Loki or Aslan.
So
Why
Mayor
you-
Prentice.
Loki.
You're bad. Maybe I should bring Anger from Inside Out because he would just smash and burn
Right.
everything because
I
he's always
wouldn't bring
angry.
sadness.
That would
He
work.
would want me to carry around.
He's like, "Oh, we're gonna die. I don't want to move. I just want to cry. I'm just sad to walk." That would work. Yes. Yes. Scorch Trials for sadness. You totally won. Yeah. So next question.
Ooh. Let's see.
So many questions. So many games.
Let's see here. What guy? I mean, we have one question. What do you think of James Dashner? Because I love him with my soul so much.
What do we think about James Dashner?
Yeah.
I mean, like he's the one. Like he's the bae. But he's married and that's so
No.
Yeah.
no, he's a genius. Like he means so much to me. His stories mean so much to me. He's like he's a creator. He's an artist, and his stories, like all of his stories, not just the Maze Runner series, are like amazing. And he's so nice. And even though I haven't met him in person, he's always trying to interact with his fans, and he really appreciates the acknowledgement and the fame. Even though he would never say he's famous, but he is, and he deserves it. And the way he like treats all his fans and how he like appreciates that everything that happened in his life it's just cute. He's so down to earth, and he really deserves the success and the attention he gets for his stuff. Because he's amazing. No, I absolutely love him. What do you think, Sarah? Oh my god, I hate him.
I love him so much for creating this series because I fell in love with it. And I could not stop reading the whole series. Like after one book ended, I wanted to get the next one, and I did. And I could not stop reading it. So, and just his personality, just how he is just amazing, and loves.
Yeah.
It's just
Totally.
he loves us, and we love him back and everything.
Yeah.
So.
I adore Jay. Not to just like brag, but when I met him,
I'll buy.
When I met him, just so you know, I met him. So when I met James, you know the day I met James. No, okay, go on.
Yeah, I remember.
It's cool that you met him. I'm happy for you, and I'm jealous. But
oh my god, eternal hair flips that are happening right now.
Well, I met him.
Yeah. Well, when he was doing this book tour for the Iron Mind, he kept talking not only just about writing in general and being passionate about people wanting to be in it, but he was also just passionate about other things, which I just thought was so refreshing. It's like a lot of book authors, when I go and meet them, it's just the book, only the book. They're here for business. They're on their job. But James, he was having fun talking to these, not only to me, but talking to this high school class that was there as well, about not just books in general, but just other things. Like, oh, do any of you guys watch this show or this? And like, I just liked how passionate he is about other stuff. It's not just, he doesn't look at this and be like, yo, this is a job. You know, like it is a job for him, but you know, he looks at it and he's like, no, this is what I love. I love writing. I love going on press tours and talking to the fans and all this stuff. This is what makes my life the best life. And I actually don't.
I mean, J.K. Rowling is the same, but besides those two, I don't really know other authors or directors or crew members who are actually that passionate with their fans and that kind of caring. And go to panels and have like, stuff like that where they go out to interact with fans. So yeah, I totally appreciate it because he doesn't have to be like this, because definitely not everybody is like this in his position, but he still cares, and I think that's amazing. So yeah, we love him. Next question.
Anyway, send more questions, you guys, because you guys, we've kind of hit the bottom of the barrel. The barrels of bottoms. Let's see here.
Are we only sticking to like questions? Or are we gonna do anything else? Just questions?
Yeah.
I mean, do you want to do anything else?
Play some sort of game. I don't know what one, though.
See how dark it is? I'm happy that this is not unfriended, because I wish it was
Oh,
friends.
yeah. I would have been like, peace. I saw it. Maybe I'll be out.
I'll be like, okay, turn on the lights, troll it. It's dark behind you. I don't like this. Yeah, do you want to answer more questions? Or yeah, if we could do something else, we could. What could we do? Sarah, you're the boss.
That's why I asked you earlier. What do you think?
I don't know. We could do something like Would You Rather, Maze Runner edition kind of thing.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Only one idea.
So, Fans send us, would you rather the question stuff Maze Runner related?
Then
Go
Yes.
ahead. Send us, would you rather Maze Runner stuff?
Send some would you rather. Let's see.
Guys, would you rather stuff? Come on.
I'm looking.
Any other ideas besides Would You Rather?
I was thinking of like guess that character, like guess what character
Oh yeah,
I'm thinking of.
that. Oh yeah. Yeah, you did that last time, right?
I'm not sure. You could do like book quotes, right? Like guess the
Like
book
guess
quote, like guess who said it or something.
Or something like that.
Character.
Because have the same books.
Yeah, we could do
I
that.
don't know. I mean, we could just take out the
See
book
if
and then
it's
flip to a page and start reading the quote and guess
Amen.
who sees, guess who said it or something.
Some of those things would be handy.
Let's see if we get some would you rather stuff in.
Let's see. We do have this would you rather one question though. Would you, in a sense, would you go against a griever or a group of cranks?
A cranks, I think, because they're still human beings.
I just hug a crank and be like, buddy!
I would not. God, I would not go against a griever just because they're so big and mechanical, and I would honestly probably just stand in awe, and they would kill me right in the moment. I would rather go against a crank because a crank, I feel like I watched The Walking Dead. I feel like I could go against one. So I feel like I would just, get into my inner Michonne or something like that and just be like, yo, I'm going to kill you, mother. And then just do that.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, a Creeper is like pure evil, so you could try to like outrun it and crush it like Thomas did. But cranks actually still like kind of human beings, and even though the last phase of being a crank is like pretty terrifying, as you've seen in the trailer, maybe you could kind of trick them into like not hurting you or not trying to eat you or kill you or whatever. So I think I would go with the cranks and see if I can outsmart them and be like, not me, not today.
And I think I would rather fight that bull monster before I fight a griever.
Yeah, but sadly that wasn't an option.
Yeah.
So yes.
I'd probably go up against a group of cranks because if I get better at shooting my bow, then I could just kill them.
Yes.
With my
I totally forgot
Katniss
that.
it up.
Oh, that's so cool. Yes. Katniss it up.
Hashtag.
With my brain
Hashtag
and bow.
Hunger Games. Oh yes.
Hashtag
Hashtag Katniss.
Alright, so I have another one right here. It's Whitney. She's back, so everyone say hi.
Hey, Whitney.
Person. Hey.
Yes, she said just came back. Here it is. You're in the Scorch. You ended up with a group of boys, but you were initially with the girls group. Would you trust them and stay, or not trust them and want to leave?
Well, like I have kind of a thing to like being very open-minded and sometimes trusting people I maybe should not trust. So I probably would trust them because I kind of have that thing to like see the good side in people and like hope that their intentions are good because mine always are. So kind of sometimes I'm like, yeah, they're probably not gonna hurt me or they're probably not gonna like cheat on me or stuff. And then sometimes I'm like, Charlotte, maybe you should have just, But yes, I think I would trust them because
it all depends.
I always think people should trust me.
I would trust them.
So, because I always try to like see the good stuff in people, so I would probably trust them and try to like make the best out of it instead of leaving and being on my own or wanting to leave. Because being on your own doesn't get you anywhere, especially not in like catastrophe situations where you can like die without like teamwork. So I would try to trust them and see.
I probably like wouldn't trust them completely, but I'd still stay.
Yeah.
Like what happens? You need to like gain my trust.
I mean, you should like use your common sense and stuff. Like maybe don't like really expose yourself to them, but still try to work together. Because
all they have to do is give me a glass of sweet tea or something. I'd be my
and they'll be like, yeah, that's yours. Take my life, take my soul. Give me that tea. So yeah. Some more would you rather questions.
Alright, let's see. I do have a question though. Do you think the Walking Dead characters would be able to survive the Scorch?
Oh, totally.
I
mean, I'm not watching The Walking Dead, but I have a lot of friends who are like major Walking Dead fans, and they're pretty badass. So I think they could handle the Scorch.
Me too.
Yeah.
You don't watch it, so we wouldn't know.
That's okay. Do we want to start playing the guess the character quote game thingy?
Sure.
Okay. From what book? Like, book maker. I'm out of this because I don't know what any characters say.
Like, let's do it with the Scorch Trials.
Yeah, since the movie's coming out in like less than 2 months.
I'm gonna get my Scorch Trials.
Look at those DVDs. Here. Nope, wrong one. Yeah. Yeah.
Dillon.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was
Wrong one. Wrong one.
Let's see. I'm getting some would you rather questions.
Oh, okay. Let's do some would you rather stuff then.
Would you rather be in the Maze Runner movie or the Scorch Trials movie?
That's a good question. I think.
There's pros and cons to both of them.
Yeah, I mean, I love the maze, but I'm pretty sure it would drive me crazy. And the Scorch is more of an open world thing. We don't have to be with the Gladers. You can try to, get along with like some other survivors. There's like more options of survival. You don't have to stick to the people you began with. So probably it's Scorch Trials because it's just more. Yeah, there's just more to get out of it because like this is the whole world now. So you can, kind of decide whether you want to stay with the Gladers or head off on your own or the stuff. And in the maze you're trapped, and this probably would do my head in. Even though the maze is pretty cool, but I think I would go with the Scorch Trials. What about you, Sarah? What about you, Lizzie?
Wait, what was the question?
Would you rather be in the Maze
Scorch?
Runner movie or the Scorch Trials?
I want to say Maze Runner for me.
I was thinking about the maze.
Because I can't stand the heat, but
Oh yeah, I
and
hate
sand
you.
and sand and all, but
You can eat the sand.
like, no, it's everywhere. I
You
would
didn't
just say
eat sand
Maze
when you were
Runner.
younger?
No,
Didn't everyone?
I didn't. Wait, did you?
Yeah, I did.
I didn't know that.
It tasted good. We don't want to kill you, right?
Oh, okay.
That got off topic. I would probably say the maze, though. Probably.
I would definitely do the Scorch. I like the heat. I like the sand. I live at
I like the sand, but I don't like. I don't know.
I don't mind the heat or the
The
sand.
heat is what gets me.
Like, the maze is like
Yeah.
an adventure when you get in there. You
I just don't want. I don't have to deal with grievers. They ugly. They slimy. They mess up the place. Prank them. You kill them. You bury them. They gone.
I think there's pros and cons to like both. So yeah.
Yeah, there are pros and cons. to both.
Scorch, being in Scorch would
I
be
mean, sand is hot, so you can't be going around barefooted. And
That's true.
And I'm all about that barefooted life.
I'm all about that barefoot.
So yeah, I'm still gonna stick with my answer, Scorch.
Either one would be.
Yeah.
I'd be fine in either one.
So
If you could
some
put
more
any,
with your
like-
other questions?
If you could put like any Disney character in the Scorch Maze, what would it be?
Oh my god.
A Disney character.
Oh shit. Ariel.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Oh my gosh.
She would like dry out
He
and
would
die.
die in the Scorch.
Yeah.
Like immediately. She couldn't even move.
Hey, you
I
can
have
have fish
to
for dinner then.
Probably. Or Marita. She would totally kill it. I don't know. That's not a hard question. Like I think Disney characters like mainly all die. She's like that. I'm made for this.
I don't know. I'm trying to think.
I don't even know when I asked the question.
I mean,
Mufasa. Simba.
Mufasa would be the obvious.
Oh my god, Scar.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Nailed this one.
Genie.
Genie, I want to
Oh my god, yes.
Genie. Yes.
Aladdin.
Oh my gosh.
Solve the problem.
Yes.
That's the answer. Yep.
Genie all the way.
Any more? What's your other questions?
There's not many questions coming up. That's
That's okay. Do you guys want to start with the quote game?
I have my Scorch Trials
I got
right
it.
here. This is backwards because of the webcam.
Nice. So guys, we're gonna open a random page and read a quote, and you have to guess who it is from. So you can write it in the chat, and you're gonna like if I read something, you guys have to think of it as well. So should I start? So let's
LB's
see.
going. Bye, person.
Bye, honey.
Bye, Shelby.
Thank you for
Thank you
watching.
so much for coming.
Love you. So let's see. Okay. Who said this? You think I'm just gonna waltz over to have a sit down with you psychos, then let you cut my freaking fingers off? Who said this?
Oh. I don't know this though.
I mean, listen to the way the
Was
person.
Brenda?
Brenda.
It's not Brenda.
No.
It's not Brenda.
Jorge?
Wait, this is.
No. I mean, I'm gonna say it again.
I don't have
think I'm
open.
No, you're not gonna look for it.
I'm not. I don't know
Hold
what
on,
thing.
I can, because it doesn't apply to me.
I mean, I know. Listen to the way the person says it. You think I'm just gonna waltz over to have a sit down with you psychos, then let you cut my freaking fingers off?
Murderer can use this as
Thomas?
hoppers.
No, he would
No,
never
oh
say
my
something
gosh.
like this. Should I say?
Is it Minho?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
He says
That's
like
sass.
when they just like meet
Yes.
Jorge and the Cranks.
Oh, now
Because
I
you know
remember.
Jorge is like threatening them to cut their fingers off if they don't sit down and listen. And Minho's getting like really sassy, so that's what Thomas and Jorge like are fighting over in the end, right? Okay, now your turn.
Sass is my jam, bro. Wait, whose turn?
That's my
My
jam, bro.
My turn?
Or Dillon's? His turn.
Yeah, you get a quote.
Sarah.
Oh boy. Let's see. Hey,
There was a quote right there.
there's quotes everywhere.
I know.
Let's see if I can find one. If Dillon has one, then he can do it right now.
I think I have one. I don't
You have
really know
one?
if it's a good one, but hey, you bunch of sissy no good shanks, grab all the food and get up here.
This
Is that Minho?
People in the comments, whoever's still watching, can guess too.
Yeah.
I would say Minho because it's quite sassy, but I don't know.
Love sassy.
You have an answer there?
Because you are sassy.
Sassy. Sassy.
Do you have an answer?
I'd say Minho because it sounds really sassy, but it also could be Newt. Because obviously no cranks are using the shank stuff. But it also could be
I think it might be
Saipan,
Newt.
maybe?
Plus, it's a hipster crank. It's just like, yeah.
I'd say Minho.
I'm saying Newt.
You say Newt? Okay.
Charlotte's correct.
Who is it?
Charlotte's correct. It's
Oh.
Yes!
Gotta get that set.
Okay.
I kind of figured. See. I don't. See.
Do you have one, Sarah?
I'm trying to find one. Find one that's good enough so that it's hard. I'm not sure who says that. It's a long one, but I'm not sure. Let's see. Not to be rude, but it sure seems like warriors are actually what you guys want to be. You know, based on all the ugly outfits and sharp things. It's a long quote.
Is it Brenda?
No.
Teresa?
No, she's a warrior as well.
No.
Oh my god, is it Harriet?
No.
Is it one of Group B? Is it one of Group B?
Ah! So Lizzie knows now.
Oh my god, I don't know. Dillon, what do you think? Like, it could be like Harriet, but...
She's one answer. Stick with it.
I feel like this is an obvious one, and I can't.
Yeah, same.
It's very obvious.
But it sounds like something
You know what? I'm gonna go
people
for
say when they see Group A.
It's obvious.
Wait, what'd you say?
I said I'm gonna go with Thomas. If it's obvious,
Okay.
Don't tell.
Charlotte, what's your answer?
I think it's someone from Group B. I don't know.
Should I say the answer now?
yes.
Yeah.
It's Thomas. Don't listen.
Oh. But does he say? Who does he say that? Who does he say
I
that
think
to?
he's talking to Jorge.
Did you know you can-
Ah,
Yeah, he is.
makes sense. Actually, I kind of can't find anything.
One's too close. I'm pretty sure you can find one.
I know, but it has to be like a good one.
Yeah.
At least there are no puns in there. No puns, though.
Oh, that one is nice. Aris is my best friend, Tom. Who said that?
Huh.
Yes.
Brenda.
Brenda.
calls Thomas Tom, like, besides what?
No.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, Teresa, I don't know, I guess.
Aris is my best friend, Tom.
Teresa.
That's what I was guessing.
Teresa's the only one who calls.
Thomas Tom.
And
So-
it's in the betrayal scene. Where she acts like she's in love with Aris or prefers Aris over
Yeah,
Thomas.
yeah.
That's why she says it.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Good one.
I get it before I didn't even read the book.
So actually, it's getting quite late where I live. It's almost 10 p.m.
Yeah,
And I think
It's 4:45!
we've been on for like almost 3 hours, right?
Longer than the second one.
Everyone who's still watching, y'all guys are some troopers. Let me tell
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people want to watch it later on as a YouTube video, and I don't want them to sit here like for 3 hours.
you. Yeah.
You can watch it for
So,
like 2 minutes and
they
then
can skip
stop
if they
and then
don't
come
want to.
back if they want to.
Yeah,
But
they just need to do it.
take
Yeah.
break or something.
you could watch it while you like eat and stuff. But I
Yeah,
think we maybe could like wrap kind of.
yeah. I think it might be
Because
time.
we did a lot, we answered a lot of
We
questions.
talked about a lot, y'all, and I'm so impressed with
So-
everything today who sent in their questions.
Yeah,
And
thank you guys.
that was amazing.
Thank you.
Y'all were
It was really cool.
Yeah.
And
Honestly,
these were great questions. I mean, some of these questions we went on for a while because they were so great.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it was really cool to see that you guys are like so interested in the Glader Hangout, and this is definitely not the last one.
Yeah, it's not.
I'm sure we're gonna do someone around your birthday, Sarah, maybe, or
Probably.
like definitely after the Scorch Trials came out, so we can talk about the
You'll be
movie.
20 then.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm turning
lady.
20.
And
I'm not that old.
You are.
oh my God, you're turning 20.
Yeah, October
I'm gonna be
28th.
old.
No, so
I'm gonna be
yeah,
old.
so we're totally gonna do another
you
one
already are
soon.
old.
And
Dylan's birthday's tomorrow.
I hear you,
Oh,
Liz.
happy early birthday then.
I can hear you.
I'll buy you cake for your birthday.
So yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so thank you guys for coming out and watching. It was fun. And there's gonna be a new Glader Hangout soonish later on in the year after Scorch Trials came out.
Yeah.
And you know, when the Fever Coat comes out, when the Death Cure comes out, so we're gonna do some like 2 or 3 per year maybe, who knows, until like the franchise is kind of wrapped.
Yeah.
Which hopefully never happens. But yeah. So there's gonna be later on there's gonna be a 4th Glader Hangout, I guess. Sarah, you're the boss. You decide when and where and with who. And we're gonna try to get some cast or crew members like last time on it. This time it unfortunately didn't work, but yeah, next time probably Miranda has time to join us as well.
It would be
And,
amazing if we could get James Dashner. But
I know. So yeah,
Miranda
we're
is
gonna try our best to
practically
get.
friends with him, so I mean,
What
like,
about Dillon?
Yeah.
Lizzie, I can
You
hear
know, when I met him, when I
you.
met James Dashner, yeah, you know, I met him. So yeah, no.
oh,
Did I mention that Dillon met him?
Where's my Nobel Peace Prize? I feel like I deserve one for meeting.
Okay, well,
Yay.
so we hopefully will get a cast or crew member next time, and it's gonna be like 2 or 3 hours as well, like usual. Try to answer all you guys' questions. So everybody who couldn't watch it live now can watch it later on as a YouTube video. You can also watch the first and the second Glader Hangout. Like the second one has Blake on it, which I said already. So you guys should totally check it out. And yeah, we're gonna come back soonish and maybe do some hashtag trends about the kill order on Twitter. You know our ads and our account, so check out our stuff. We usually do something every day because we love the Maze Runner. So yeah, stay tuned, and y'all have to watch the Scorch Trials when it comes out. So
yeah.
we can talk about stuff.
Yeah, she's probably going to come with
So yeah,
when he comes out.
yes, Lizzie for the win.
If you're watching
Okay.
this video and you're from like my YouTube channel, follow these people on Twitter. They're awesome. Or subscribe to their YouTube channels. They're super awesome. So yeah, do it.
Nice. I also have a YouTube channel where I upload like my acting stuff. If you want to see, like I tweeted the kill order video I did with Michael, so you can see my account. There are like more the kill order videos and some acting videos as well. So sometimes I upload stuff even though I don't use it that regularly. It's more storage for like acting footage. So you can check that out if you want.
I'll go
And
to Facebook
yeah.
stuff to you guys, so hit them up.
And for my YouTube channel, I just post like challenge videos with Lizzie or just any other videos like tag videos. And I'm planning on doing my very first booktube video soon, so I can start doing more book videos and all that. So look out for those.
And Sarah
if you
also
want
does
to
really
watch them as
cute
a
trailer
surprise.
reactions.
Yeah, trailer reactions. Trailer
Yep.
reaction videos too.
Yeah.
So
So
I
yeah,
want to say thank you so much for everyone who came, because it really does mean a lot to me.
You wasted
Since
like a few hours of your life watching us.
yeah.
I created it and all, it means a lot that other people do want to see us, other gladers, talk all together about the Maze Runner series. So it just means a lot to me that they actually cared for it.
Yes.
So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you guys, and see you later, I guess. So,
Yeah.
Sarah, you're the boss.
Okay,
You quit.
well,
So wave everybody.
that's all that we have for this Glader Hangout. See you guys next time. Bye.